Hello and welcome back to Tama Tea, the internet's self-proclaimed best VPet podcast. I'm Crystal. I'm running my Tamagotchi meets, my Konami Digilliman, which is like a office pet, office worker pet, and what else do I even have going? The Vmigo puppy and a V2, which I recently killed off. I'm not going to talk about that too much. I'm drinking some sleepy time tea, and I'm joined today by my wonderful co-hosts. Hello, how are you guys?
Hey.
Hey.
Um, so right now I just turned back on my magical meats since I got the Easter meat so they can connect and make spooky Easter babies. And then I have the Royal Family Tama and the Tamagotchi Connection Family. And then I just started the Doraemon girl version. I don't remember what the name is, so that's what I have going on at the moment. And I'm drinking green tea.
And your name's Destiny.
Destiny, yes.
um, well, I'm Lila. I am currently running an Arukach, and today I got my pastel meats, which I'm super pumped about. And I was only going to run those two, but I also got a Digimon V1 in the mail today, and I popped batteries in it to test it, and I don't want to take them out. Yeah, and then I'm also kind of running my Eevee, kind of. I don't know.
I
I'm not.
finally have a pair on the way, so I'll get to
Yes.
figure out what the hype or or so we think, like I don't
Yeah.
know exactly how great they are. It's a chibi, so we'll see.
Mhm.
It's
Mhm.
fun that it's EV, but I mean, it is a nano, so, it
Yeah.
is what it is.
Oh wait, did I say what tea I'm drinking? Oh
I
man,
don't think
no, I
so.
didn't. I'm drinking. I'm drinking an oolong milk tea with boba from
Ooh.
yes from Sweet Hut. I don't know if y'all have Sweet Hut, but it's really good.
No, I go to
We
a place
don't.
called Kung Fu Tea.
I love Kung Fu tea.
Yeah, they're
Oh,
really good. They have like a Final Fantasy drink right now that's like a grape slushy type thing. Super good.
That sounds
sweet.
really good.
That does sound good. I haven't tried that, but I will have to try it. Also, Destiny, the girl Doraemon is Do Re Mi.
Oh, okay.
Chi. Yeah.
I felt like that's what it was called, but I didn't want to like mess up the name.
Yeah. Oh my God, I love those so much, and we're gonna talk about them later. I'm really excited. How do you like it so far?
It's pretty cute. Really similar to like a P1 to like how the screen like will move over to the time and the different icons, but then it has like its own stuff. I'm really liking it so far. But the game, um, I don't know if I'm super fond of it, but it's okay. I like it. I
Yeah.
can't wait to play it some more.
Have you seen the gun yet?
No, I haven't seen any items yet, so I
Oh my
barely started.
gosh. Well, I
The
think I
gun
think
is the
the gun,
best.
yeah, I think the gun is like in it already because like the cockroach
Oh,
will
is
come
it?
and attack you. Yeah, I think if you go into her pocket and like search, the gun should already be in there. I
Oh, okay.
think.
If
Yeah,
you
and
scroll
like
through it
yeah, did
a
you
little
guys see
bit. Oh,
Eric's
okay.
post
I did.
today? Oh my
Yeah, I did see
God.
Eric Fields posted a
Mhm.
little video of Doremichi just completely defending herself,
Yep. Mhm.
her right to bear harms.
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't like cockroaches either, so I'm like, girl, you get that
Same.
cockroach away from you.
Now, before
Um,
we get started, we have to make a slight correction
yes.
about one of the Discord users that we mentioned in the last episode, Potato.
Yeah, I'm really, really sorry, Potato. I don't know, like, I guess I just assumed because, our community is so predominantly female that Potato was a girl, but Potato is actually a guy. I'm really sorry. I already messaged him and he was so nice and sweet about it. He was like, "Oh, it's totally fine. Don't worry about it." And I was like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry and embarrassed. I felt so bad." But it's all good. But just wanted to throw that out there. Potato is a boy.
Thanks, Potato, for being amazing.
Yeah, really,
Taking it
thank
so
you.
well is awesome.
Yeah,
I know, really.
So there has been some Tamagotchi news recently that we can go into. The pastel Easter meats was just released, and so there has been pictures of it. You guys, well, Lila, you just got yours today. I got mine today as well. I picked it up. But before you got it, did you look at any pictures that were online?
Um, I looked at pictures, but like if I saw them, I'd quickly scroll through. I didn't know
Yeah.
what games were on it. Like I didn't want to see the animations because like I just don't. I do it with all the new releases. Like I'll see little glimpses and I'm like, oh my God, but I don't. I want to like get. I want to get it and see it for myself. I don't like spoilers. I
Yeah,
think
I'll
it's
look.
more fun that way.
Definitely. I look at the pictures and stuff, but I'll never like purposely like look at videos or like of what the games are. I like to be surprised with the games.
Yes, the
So
games
that's one thing.
especially.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I mean, I love the games on it. I'm really happy with them. I think they're really cute. What do you think?
I think they're pretty cute. Not my favorite, just 'cause I don't like the like matching type game that's in a
Oh,
lot of the pets. But I do like the first game with the little bunnies running around. I think it's super cute. So
yeah,
I'm
the
happy with it.
little
Yeah.
the little like coochie pochi looking bunnies with the lip. Oh, they're so cute. And then like matching games, I like a matching game. It's, a bit boring because we've seen them so much before, but it's
Right.
cute that it's Easter eggs this time. And it's kind of
Yeah.
it was a little more difficult for me to remember which was which because they're all the same shape. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Yeah.
It's true. Yeah. They're just different
Um,
colors. I have to remember like red, pink, and then there's like two
yeah.
pink ones. So I'm like, wait, which?
I know. I was like, what's
What
going
a
on?
challenge.
I know, right?
They're messing with us.
And the Sanrio meats, that was previously leaked, but that was actually officially announced by Bandai recently. Um, so yeah, what are our first impressions of that one?
Well, I'm very excited for it. By the way, I don't think we like literally said it's coming out June 15th, correct?
Yeah,
Yep.
June 15th.
Okay. So yeah, that was the official announcement by Bandai. It's gone on pre-order at a couple of different places and has like subsequently all the pre-orders are selling out. So I'm excited for it. I think, well, I'm just kind of hoping that it lives up to the mix hype because I really enjoyed the mix.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know. I think the characters are going to be great. There's some characters on it that weren't on the last one that I'm very excited for, but I don't know what to expect and I don't want to set my hopes too high.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really excited for it, especially with all the new characters, but you never know how it's going to turn out, so we'll definitely see. But HLJ, I don't think they've actually put up their pre-order yet because they don't have the picture up yet. It says order stop, but I don't think they've actually put those up yet. So it should be pretty soon for
Yeah.
that. But Japan You Want has it up. Amazon Japan had it up, but I think maybe they're sold out now. I'm not sure. Did you
I
guys see?
believe so because I pre-ordered through them, and when I go back and click through the listing, it doesn't
Mhm.
show it as being fulfilled through Amazon. Like it only shows third-party sellers,
Oh, okay.
and the prices listed are crazy, like
Outrageous. Yeah.
12,000 yen. Just
Oh
Wait,
my God.
what?
absurd.
You're kidding. Oh
Yeah.
my God.
And then
Like,
I think that the price when I locked it down, like I think it's what it was at 64
mhm,
6,400, and
mhm.
I think it's subject to change, obviously. So
Right.
dependent on the retail price, like it's gonna drop. But yeah, I don't know. I hope that people aren't worried about the availability of them and start jumping on these overpriced pre-orders
I mean,
I hope
preemptively.
they're
not.
gonna do it. They're gonna do it.
Oh,
Like, I mean, I'm pretty sure because like you know how hype people get and then they panic when they can't find one and
Yeah.
they go for it, which kind of sucks because then it inflates the price of them in general. Um, but I mean, what are you gonna do? Like, I can't really blame them. That's why I pre-ordered like as soon as like Pam made her thing on Cutie Pie Kawaii. I was like, oh my God, I gotta get on this because like I had like the fear of last time not pre-ordering the Sanrio mix. I was like, what if it's not good? What if I don't like it? Blah blah. And then like I totally regretted it because it was just horrible trying to find one later.
Did
But
it sell out? I don't remember because I actually pre-ordered but did the Sanrio mix sell out when it came out?
um, I don't think as quickly as this. I mean, if it did, like it wasn't as quickly as this one for sure.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think definitely if people didn't pick up the Sanrio mix, they're trying to hop on this one. Plus the Sanrio fans, plus Tamagotchi fans that just like it, every release is just a combination and it's probably gonna go pretty quick.
Yeah, I know. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't blame people. It looks amazing. Like I saw a picture of the box recently. I don't know how I didn't see that one, but the picture of the box, it looks more like of a paler pink and like
Oh.
it looks so sparkly and like I like the little doily white thing. You know what I'm talking about on the design of it? The other meats have like the magical has like the dark clouds and the fairy tale has the white clouds and then the pastel has like the border things around the edge. And so I like the aesthetic they're going for. They're kind of keeping it very like uniform or not uniform, but coherent, I guess.
Mm.
Um, I love that.
Kind of looks like an
So.
Easter egg with the scalloped bottom a little bit.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I really am curious if this one's gonna like bump the Sanrio mix like out of relevance kind of because it has so many more characters and like who knows what the games are gonna be like because I know Destiny you said you didn't really like the games on the Sanrio mix. I wonder like what because I mean I think they're gonna make it the a really good version of the meats because that's what people expect, when
Yeah,
Yeah.
they
I hope so.
yeah.
Ultimately, I think that the mix is still going to be like a really collectible, model, just because it was like their first Sanrio collaboration. And I think that the meats is getting so much heat on it because yeah, the mix has inflated in price pretty significantly, and like they're just hard to get your hands on now for an affordable price. So people want to have that experience, and if you can get it at retail, why wouldn't
Right.
you?
No, I agree, but I think like the didn't the Sanrio Pierce like because Mr. Blinky has the English version of the Pierce, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Mm.
think that kind of went down in price, like it or the value of it kind of went down after Mr. Blinky's English version came out. So I wonder like if the, better, newer, better meats comes out, if the Sanrio's kind of gonna, I mean, we don't know. I mean, it might go up actually if people get the meats and then they are like, "Oh my God, I want more of this."
At the very basis, they're different, their games are different, the character lineup is different, the locations are different. So,
Yeah.
if you like it and you want more, then yeah, you're probably gonna want to have both. And I feel like people that are really interested in this, like people that like Sanrio, they collect, they
Mm.
want both. They'll have all the different ones. I just think that this is going to go over especially well because I mean, yeah, it's new, it's improved, but we've got the app, and I think that people are really interested in like taking the Sanrio genes and mixing them with like the pastel genes and the regular like magical and fairy genes. So
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like there's a lot more to choose from now, like with the meats lineup, with all the different types of characters that they have that you can mix the Sanrio characters with. So that's really
exactly.
exciting. Yeah,
Yeah. I'll be excited to mix like pastel characters with the Sanrio. I think that would be really cute.
it would be.
And also kind of like hopping back to the pastel. Um, I mean, we've seen a few instances of glitching in the pastel. How disappointed do you think people are going to be if it's also in the Sanrio?
Super disappointed. I think a lot of people are waiting for the Sanrio for it to be fixed. So if
Yeah.
it still has issues, yeah, they're gonna be pretty upset about it, definitely.
I personally will be like pretty pissed.
Yeah.
I'll be honest because I mean I've expressed this to you guys before that I struggle to really enjoy my meats just because like it's laggy, I have the fear that it's going to glitch if I do anything crazy with it basically. we're spending so much on these. I would hope that they would take this time, yeah, to improve the software and fix whatever glitches and bugs people are experiencing. I mean, obviously, it's in a very, I guess, limited percentage of people that have them. I haven't personally experienced anything like that.
I feel like people tend to overreact on like social media and like comments and stuff, and they're like, "Oh my God, I'm so disappointed, and I can't believe that the pastel has this problem," and like, they don't want to buy the Sanrio because of it, and it's just like it's not that bad. I think we haven't seen that many instances of the pastel having a problem. The main problem I saw was that someone's pastel meats froze up, but all they had to do was like reset it. And then I think someone had connectivity problems to the app, but I think that the other versions had that too.
Yeah,
And
sometimes it goes down, like the app won't work at some points, but then it goes back up.
yeah, so I mean, like, it's new technology for us, and for Bandai, I think, in terms of like actual Tamagotchi devices have never had this before. So I don't really like, I'm not totally mad about it because I think in general, I'm very pleased with like the product overall. Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
And
If
like,
I
definitely think they've
were,
done a lot of promotions on the app that have made it worthwhile,
yeah,
because that was the huge selling point of this generation of Tamagotchi was the Bluetooth connectivity, and they're making good on that in some ways. I think at first people were having instances of like connecting to the app causing glitches on their
Mhm.
device. And I mean, obviously, like that's that's basically going against what we're trying to achieve here. But yeah, I do think at this point we've seen, a lot of development on that, and they've been trying to push out a lot of stuff on it so that, we have things to do. And I can appreciate that. I like all the seasonal characters and stuff like that.
oh yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. I think they've done a really good job as far as like giving us new content and expanding the app. And I think it's going to hopefully become even bigger and have multiple games and like maybe a place to get more items and stuff like that. So I'm really, really pleased with um, how they're doing that. And I mean, like they also have that something that we can't really use as easily as like the GPS treasure map thing. You know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about?
Yeah,
Yeah, where
Yeah.
you can, yeah, I
you
know
can
what you're
spoof it.
Yeah, no, I did actually, and like I just like was like hopping around Japan and getting a bunch of stuff, and like eventually I deleted the spoofing app because it was messing up my GPS and stuff. Like
Because
I couldn't watch Hulu or something because it was like
they were
you're
like, you're
not at
not in the
home.
right country.
Yeah, and I was like, what? Yes, I am. And I was like, oh my God, what's going on? So I just deleted it. I was like, I can't do this anymore. But it was fun. I wish that, it would be easier for us to do that because, I mean, if you don't have an Android, you can't do it anyway. But, you
I
know,
think there is a way. Someone had posted a way to do it with iPhone. I just haven't done it yet. But it's probably a lot harder because it's always a lot harder to do it on an iPhone.
yeah, for sure.
But going back to like the meats glitching, I mean, if it were to happen to me, like I'd understand like how people are upset about it. If like my meats were to break, I mean, I that would be awful to have to buy a replacement. So again, it's really understandable that people are upset about it, but overall, it doesn't seem like a widespread issue, basically.
Right. And then I think it's scarier for people who are buying outside of Japan because it's harder to get a replacement
Hmm.
than if you're in Japan buying from a store. You can't just go back and be like, "Oh, this is broken." You have to
Exactly.
like ship it back or so that's why I think like ordering from Amazon is probably a good idea because Amazon is very reputable and not going to screw you over. You might have to like I mean, I doubt they'd make you pay shipping. Is that how that works? I don't know.
I think you do have to pay shipping, but then
Okay.
yeah, I don't think you get refunded. It just depends. Sometimes they'll send you a label. It depends on the issue, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, because it would really suck if the Sanrio had issues, but like at this point, like I'm not expecting it to be issue free because Bandai took time on the pastel to, fix all the glitches and they didn't do it perfectly. So like I'm not gonna get my hopes up and be like, oh, the Sanrio meets is gonna be perfect, because that's just unrealistic, I think. I'm just gonna be like, just
Just expect the
accepting.
same.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. And like like I said before, the things with the pastel aren't even that major. So like, also I feel like, I don't know if it's just me, but the pastel seems a little bit less laggy than the magical.
I was thinking so too. Let me do like a test real quick, right next to each
Yeah.
other.
Oh, good. I don't have my magical out. I'm gonna
Oh,
get it out.
yeah. Yeah, my Easter turned on like a second faster, so it's not as bad,
Ooh.
but yeah, there's definitely still a lag.
Yeah.
But it's better. So I mean, at least they're working on it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like, I think as long as we don't have any like bricked up devices and stuff, it's not gonna be. I don't know. I'm not too worried about it. But I didn't have any issues with my magical meats either, so maybe I'm being positive. I don't know. But I do think people are kind of like overly freaking out. But moving on. So do we remember when the images of the Disney Easter nanos were released? I don't think I wrote it down, but
It
it
was
was,
sometime probably last week, I would say.
yeah. But I'm really loving. I actually don't hate the Usatama design as much as I thought. I still think Usatama. I think Usatama is creepy, but I
Yeah.
really love. Yeah, Usapio looks so cute, and I'm so excited for that like amazing robin's egg blue color. And I love the little bunny ears on him. I think he's so cute.
Yeah, he's definitely like super cute looking at the picture, like with the rainbow on the shell too, and it's all
Oh
pastel with the bunny
yeah.
ears. Yeah, super cute.
Oh, I'm really excited about that.
Me too.
So also, I noticed recently that this could just be nothing and I'm imagining things, but the Tamagotchi US Instagram, it's like Tamagotchi underscore US, has been posting photos of like connection era Tamagotchi characters, and they're not like plugging the app or anything like that. So, like, do you guys think that they might be hinting at something, or is it just a red herring as usual? Because we know that, you know, that Instagram page has literally just, I mean, they always reply like, stay tuned or something like that, or something is
Mhm.
coming. Like, people are like, give us the merino, give us the devil, give us the, give us the devil, give
Yeah.
us the, give us an ocean or something. And
I
it's,
think that they are just being little teases.
Yeah.
yeah.
Nothing's gonna happen, unfortunately. I like wishful thinking. I hope something would be released, but I don't know. It's just too niche of a product and it's the wrong time. I feel like the era for that, it's just past. Like, I don't know if it's ever going to be popular in the West again to where we'll have connections being re-released or anything of the sort. I don't know.
I could see maybe them doing connections just because, like, all the characters that they're showing, like, they've been showing a lot of connection characters, but I definitely think they're going to skip over the Merino and Devil and Angel. I don't think they're gonna go back and do those just for some reason. That's just how I feel. I don't think that they would think it'd be popular enough. They want to be like generic with their releases, like the P1, P2, and the mini, and then maybe they'll do like a connection. What would be awesome if they did like an all-in-one connection, like how the Digimon are. Like there was a post in one of the groups about that, and I don't know, that would be super cool, but I doubt it.
Oh, I wish. That would be really, really cool. Just to, like, have a connection with like a bunch of different characters and a bunch of different games. And or maybe like you could choose which egg, kind of like the Digimon, like you choose which era, like, or V1, V2, V3, like which one you want to hatch, that would be really cool. But I mean, it's just like, I actually put a visual for us, a screenshot from the Tamagotchi US Instagram, and someone named Marty Bennett commented, how about a cheeky re release of Angel and Devil Tamagotchi? And then connections, pretty please. And Tamagotchi US said, you'll have to wait and see. And they did like They did like a smiley face and like the praise hands, like the double,
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, like why are you playing with us like that? Like why can't you just like the comment and move on?
They
I
think they're
mean, it
so cute.
I
yeah, it
know.
could be that they're like trying to start off with the basics and then get into that, but I mean, I seriously doubt it, but it is a possibility, so we can always hope.
I mean, I think like with the releases that we've had recently in the US, it's kind of like progressed more and more towards maybe something we might get an original release. Maybe because I mean the Chibis did well enough for us to get a P1 and P2, and then we got the Gudetama, and then now we're getting Digimon, which is another
Mhm.
VPET, and then like what's next? Like are they gonna have something else? And they keep saying wait and see, stay tuned, and it's just like there might be something, but we will have no idea what it is for like a long time,
And
you
there's
know?
always the possibility of an English EV too, so
Oh
I don't know.
yeah,
Yeah,
I forgot about
so
that. Oh
that
God,
could be a thing.
that's gonna be a disaster.
I
Like
just I don't like how the re-releases run. Like they feel a little bit cheaper than the older ones. I'd kind of rather just buy an older one. But the new
Oh, they
shells,
definitely
some of
do.
them are yes, the new shells, some of them are nice. So I have a few of the new shells, but they don't run as well, definitely.
oh no, I think like the programming is a little bit different. I
Hmm.
mean, well, okay, so with the P1 and P2, the Japanese and the English, or yeah, the Japanese and English, did those have slightly different programming to begin with in the from the 90s, or was it the
Yeah,
same?
they between the different languages, like there was a few different characters, but other than that, I think it was about
Okay.
the same. And the death screen was different. But yeah.
Yeah, but like I mean, I guess I'm talking like mechanics maybe because I know
Hmm.
someone posted that they got Mimichi on a P2 and they just like they didn't play any games and they only fed it food and snacks.
Hmm.
And I'm like that wouldn't happen with the original one. So I feel like they might have made it like easier or different or something and then so that's kind of weird because like the Japanese re-release of the P1 and P2 um were like really amazing. Like the quality was great. They had really clear sound, really dark pixels. The gameplay was like exactly what you expect it to be because it was a re-release of something old. But then like
Hmm.
these like the sound was kind of like I had a few of them that were just the sound was horrible, like really screechy. The pixels were kind of faded. They felt kind of like hollow, like the plastic wasn't very um
That was
good.
what I noticed the
Mhm.
most, was just that the build quality didn't feel as good. Like compare it against a P1 from like 97. I don't know. It just feels so much more solid.
Oh no,
Even the
for sure. Yeah.
Definitely.
plastic, like, and then the designs, like I remember going to Target and looking at the mermaid shell like up close, and I was just like, this just looks so poor, you know?
Oh,
Yeah,
dude.
it's like
Yeah.
printed instead of
It's
painted or
pixelated,
whatever.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like I was really disappointed because the pictures of those look amazing. And so I ordered mine through GameStop because I was like, I gotta get this mermaid shell because it's gonna be gone. Um, and like I got it and it has like lines. I posted a picture on my Instagram. It just has lines all over like the sides.
Hmm.
Like I so it looks like it was trying to print onto a flat surface, but it couldn't print onto a smooth surface very well or something like that. You know what I mean? And it just looked I mean it's still pretty and I've seen ones that are better like the printing was better or something but like I was just really disappointed with that but I mean I think they had good intentions. I think a lot of the shells were really pretty. My favorites were the white and green Japanese one um and then the red glitter and green glitter. Those came
Those
out
are the
really.
exact ones I have.
Yeah. Wait, the Japanese one too?
No, the English
Oh,
ones.
yeah. I meant the white one. You know, the white and green one
Yeah,
with the
the
Japanese
white with the
letters?
Japanese letters. Yeah, I was just
Yeah.
gonna say, I'm pretty sure the Japanese ones had different shells. The American ones are like more flamboyant. Like I don't know how to explain. They're more like 90s inspired,
Yeah.
where the Japanese ones are kind of more muted. So that's
Yeah, like
Yeah.
interesting.
kind of like Lisa Frank-esque.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, I
Which
think that was the whole point, that they're just trying to
definitely.
sell it on the nostalgia.
yeah,
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah.
aesthetics and nostalgia. So there was a Kokotama app that was announced. I was just scrolling through my YouTube, what's it called? The subscribe list, and I'm subscribed to Bandai Japan. So I see all their commercials and stuff, and I noticed that there was a Kokotama app coming out or available or something in Japan. I don't think it's pet-like though, but it's sort of like a little game type thing for young girls, the Kokotama character. So I thought that was interesting.
I don't
Yeah.
have the Kokotama pedometer, but I've seen a lot of like gameplay of it before. It looks really cute, so I'm sure that if you like the characters, that the app's probably going to be interesting.
I used to have the pedometer. Um, and it's like it's really cute, but like I'm not really familiar with the anime, so I wasn't like I don't know. It was very cute, but it was a little bit kiddish for me, childish.
I
Um,
bet.
yeah, but I mean it's very cute like if you want like a little companion while you're walking. It's also a very accurate step counter. I liked it, but I wish the app was like compatible with the pedometer or something. That would be cool. But
That would be so cool. Yeah, I
yeah,
liked it, but it was just so bulky, and I could never
yeah.
like put it in my pocket or clip it because it's just so big. And I liked the fact that you could decorate, and it was a hamster. But like I have other pets that serve that purpose as well, like the Cheeks Chan and the new Mochimaru hamster. So I just felt like I didn't really need it. So yeah, it is cute. I enjoyed it for a little bit.
Well, the theme of today's episode is overrated and underrated virtual pets, which I feel like is a can be a pretty divisive topic.
Hmm.
Some people will defend some of these pets until the day they die. So I'm going to go ahead and say that these submissions and our opinions are just that, opinions. If you like these pets, I'm sorry. Don't take it personally. Um,
Or
and
if you
I
don't
mean,
like
or if you don't like them, yeah, because we're going to be talking about which ones are under and overrated.
them.
So, negative and positive things to be said.
Yeah, and
So,
these are listener submissions, so don't like come at us directly.
yeah,
Maybe.
I can't control the kind people of the internet, you know?
Yeah,
They have their own opinions. I'm just here to share them.
hmm
Well, okay, and I'm also sorry if I butcher anyone's name. I'm really trying, but not everything's phonetic, so let's just hope. Um, on Facebook, Calais Vera Lou commented that she believes nano pets don't get enough credit. They're tough to start with, and she says the one that she had as a child still works. They have 6 growth stages, which is more than most virtual pets, and they look really cute and realistic. As an overrated pet, she thinks Digimon are a little bit overrated because of the nostalgia. Um, you don't get too much unless you have 2 of them, which I guess is true. You want to battle them. And she said
Definitely.
she couldn't think of an overrated Tamagotchi. She likes the Tamagotchi friends, and the connections are her favorite. I totally agree. I like the connections a lot.
Yeah, I think the nanos are really nice pets. I do agree that Digimon it's very limited when you only have one of them, but there are actually are like figures that have like connection ports on them that you can connect to, and it'll battle, so you don't have to run to. But the only thing is those figures aren't too easy to find, but they are out there. You could definitely find one. So those are really helpful if you don't want to run to.
And the 20th anniversary Digimon, you can actually battle in game, so you don't need two, which I think is amazing.
Yeah.
Because like
That seems pretty cool.
yeah, running two can be a pain in the butt. So like having an all-in-one device is really, really sweet. But I don't think Digimon are overrated. I mean, I think they have like a really like loyal fan base. And they're a very large fan base, so it kind of sucks that like the prices are so hiked up. I think that's the most overrated part about it, is that like it's hard to collect them because they're very expensive. I do agree with her that she doesn't like the Tamagotchi friends very much. I don't really like it either.
Yeah, I
Um,
don't think many people
yeah.
liked it too much.
I
It
know.
seems like something that they purposely do with the Digimon because they always just release it online only. I don't think it's in stores, and so it's for like pre-orders, and then so that's why it goes up in price because I think they think of Digimon as more of a like collector item. It
Oh
seems
yeah,
like,
definitely.
yeah.
All of the recent like contemporary Digimon releases, they're done through the Bandai Premium store, I believe.
Mm,
So like if you want them, well, and I guess that's the thing is that most of the people that are getting these, it's a pretty niche product. I think virtual pets don't have like the I don't know. I don't think they have the huge grasp that we see, and that's why that they put them out for pre-order like this. But yeah,
Hmm.
it does make them super collectible when they're such an such an exclusive product as to the point where like you can't buy them in a store.
yeah. Which I mean, like, I like that because if you collect them and they keep their value. But I also hate it because I recently bought the Digimon X. I saw it go up for pre-order a few months ago on Japan You Want, and I kept putting it off, putting it off. The pre-order was like $45, and I ended up
Oh no.
paying, yeah, dude, I ended up
Double that,
paying
right?
80 for my Digimon X. But I love it already. I haven't even like started it, but because I'm trying to focus on the pastel meats, I guess. But like everyone's just raving about it, so I'm really excited. Also, I ordered it yesterday on Amazon and it arrived today. So
That's awesome. I
yeah, I
can't wait for
can't.
mine.
Oh, dude. Oh, we should run it together.
You're
I
giving
would
me a lot of
say
envy.
Oh
I
my
would
God,
say we
Crystal.
should, but it'll be a while till I get it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I mean that's totally cool because like I want to focus on the pastel and like, really enjoy that. I can't run too many things at a time or I get like overwhelmed. But Crystal, you should definitely, if you want one, I recommend getting one sooner rather than later, unless like sometimes the price will like go down suddenly. Someone on Discord was talking about it, like the price will fluctuate.
Yeah,
But if you see it go down, like I think like 15,
grab it.
yeah, $15, like grab it and run because like, or if someone's like selling their used one, wanting to trade or something, I would definitely go for it because like everyone really likes this Digimon and it's like, yeah, it's gonna go up from here, I
I
think.
wouldn't be surprised if I pick it up in the next couple of days. I just really need to slow my roll, but yeah, I know that that's pretty high on my list because the exact same thing happened to me where it's like I saw the pre-orders go up, but this was before I even cared about Digimon. Like I just recently got my first Digimon, I don't know, a couple weeks ago. Um, but yeah, I saw the pre-order go up and I was like, "Oh, that looks pretty cool." And then I was like, "Huh, Digimon. I've never played one of those." But I just let it pass me by, just like sitting there with my thumb up my butt. And and now I'm like totally regretting it, and that happens with me every time. So
Yeah, dude,
gonna
that's why
just get
like
it now while it's around because I have seen it floating around for like not too crazy, and I could get it off of Amazon as well.
mhm. And like that's the thing with pre-orders, like I need to follow my gut because when I don't, I regret it and I pay like so much money.
Well, my thought is that like if I pre-order it, most likely that it won't hurt me because then if I don't like it, I can at least sell it and get my money back.
Right.
Definitely.
Because I didn't
Plus a little bit.
overpay for it. Yeah, exactly. Because I got it at retail, I can like get rid of it. That it's very rarely that like pre-ordering something bites me in the ass, and then I'm like, why did I pay that much for this thing that dropped in price immediately after it came out? Um, but yeah, I don't think as far as like this collecting hobby goes, that's not something that's gonna happen. So yeah, pre-ordering, it's never gonna hurt you because if you end up hating it, you can just go around, just turn around and sell it because at that point when you get it, right when it came out, people are still looking for it and wanting it
Hmm.
and probably
Exactly.
willing to pay more just to get it soon,
Yeah.
you know?
Mhm.
'Cause
Like it's people in the
I
US, like I've noticed that people in the US will like hop on it if you know, are selling the new Tamagotchi, like, oh, my fairy tale meets like really quick, you
Oh
know.
yeah, definitely. Well,
Mhm.
it's because people, also when it gets down to it, like they just want to buy from someone domestically because they know it's going to arrive soon, and there's like less of a chance of it getting damaged in the shipping process. So
Exactly. Yep.
I feel that way all the time. Like when I'm buying stuff, I kind of don't mind paying a slight premium to buy from someone domestically. I know if I know it's going to like arrive soon and it's something that I want quickly. Um,
Mhm.
Even when I know that I could like buy the same item from a seller in Japan and, save a couple bucks, it's paying for the convenience of it all.
Oh yeah,
But
waiting for shipping is just the worst.
yeah, I feel like
Like,
we all know that. That's why I went with Amazon for my pre-order because their like global shipping is stupidly fast.
oh dude, I was so surprised at how easy it was to set up an Amazon Japan account. I was like, what? Like my mind was just like blown. I guess they're like trying to expand or whatever, but like I got on there to order pastel meats because I wanted to have my purple one by the time we started recording this episode, and it came like in less than a week, I think, because I ordered on Sunday and it arrived on Friday, which is just like mind-boggling for like getting something from Japan and not
Yeah.
having to pay like insane amounts of shipping. Because I think my total was 55 including shipping, which is
That's
Yeah.
really
really
good.
good.
Yeah, because
Mhm.
I paid more for my white pastel,
Yeah,
and
I
that's going to
Yeah.
be
think their
coming
global
later.
shipping is somewhere around $10, maybe a little bit less than that, but it's super fast. It's
I
like
think I
three to
think it
six
was like
days guaranteed. So
yeah, which is just amazing. I think it was like $6, and I was just like, this is like
yeah.
amazing.
Well, it depends on the size of your parcel, obviously. So
Yeah.
if you're buying something small like a Tamagotchi, it's not going to be too crazy. You really can't beat it. And what you said earlier definitely is a point to be made that like Amazon's a large distributor, so that if you have a problem with your device, at least like you'll have some recourse with them as far as
Yeah.
doing a return, getting some money back or whatever. I think that's the problem when we're buying through like proxies and stuff like that, is that we're
You
just,
can't return.
yeah,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
you're putting a huge risk of like, if this doesn't work, you're just out all of that money and there's nothing to be done about it. So I don't know. I'm glad that they've made it a little bit easier. I was surprised as well that it's just like, oh yeah, you just sign up for an account, you just put your regular credit card.
Oh yeah.
Mel Wooks on Instagram said that the P1 and the P2 are underrated and they're the first Tamas. That's how all of this Tama craziness started. I personally, I don't know. It's a little just too simple for me. I do like some of the vintages, like the Angel's probably one of my favorites out of all Tamas. But I don't know. P1, P2, I'm not going crazy over. I don't think that they're under or overrated. I think they're
Yeah.
rated just perfectly fine.
I think if I'm gonna grab a vintage, it'll be a themed one, unless I'm like really in the mood to try to get Nyanshi or Pochichi or something. But if I'm gonna grab a vintage, it'll be like a themed one and not really the P1 and P2. But totally understandable that, that's how it all started. And, if that was your first Tamagotchi, you'll love it. So,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think for me, like I've talked to my friends about this before, and like um the themed ones are a little bit more fun, and so people go to those more. But there's something about the P1 and P2, and I didn't really enjoy them before until I got my 20th anniversary re-releases from Japan. Like there's no lag when you hit a button, which is something that really
oh,
bothered.
okay.
Yeah, they're really quick. Like I think the American ones are like that too. Like the
They are.
Yeah.
processor, yeah, the processor is better. I think that's what that is. I'm not technical at all, but like it's just a lot more responsive, and I really really enjoyed running those, and those are actually some of my favorite pieces in my collection, especially because Like those ones, they're so hard to find now. I don't know why, but like the Japanese re-releases are really hard to find. Um, but like the P1, the game on it is really annoying, but I love the characters. I love Mamechi, I love Jinjirochi. Is that how you say that one? Ugh, I
I
don't
don't know.
even know. And then you can get Oyajichi, and just I love the simplicity of it, and like it's just very, very basic and bare bones, and it's like you have to I think you have to like really enjoy virtual pets to enjoy simple pets like that without all the frills and the color screens and like all the different features. Like you just enjoy just taking care of this little thing, you
Yeah.
know? Yeah. So I think it has a lot of charm to it. And I do think it's sometimes underrated, but I also understand why people are like, "Pff, whatever, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess it's just I'm with Destiny. If I'm gonna go with a vintage, I just gravitate towards something themed. I like the themed characters and the gameplay is usually really cute. But I do like the character lists of the P1, P2s. They're good. And I do like vintage pixels, so I appreciate them. I just don't grab them very often. It's not something that I'm running regularly.
Right.
Mel Wooks also said that the Tamagotchi Friends is overrated, which I just can't agree with. I feel like everyone just like totally hates on the Tamagotchi Friends, and if anything, it would have to be an underrated thing just because of how much people hate on it. No one gives it a fair shake. But
Um,
Yeah, definitely. It seems like everyone hates the Friends, but um yeah, I don't know. Definitely everyone hates the Friends. I like
hard.
it personally. I think it's cute, but yeah, it seems like everyone else doesn't like it.
well, yeah, and I think that the Dreamtown was a good improvement with
Hmm.
this little bunny.
Uh,
Lila.
um, I
Everyone's got
don't
their
think
opinions, but this little bunny said the Friends and Dreamtowns are very underrated. I don't want to like even put them beside each other like they're the same thing because I don't think they are. But
I think that they were both disappointing.
they were
To put it
disappointing.
to put it nicely, because um Mel Wooks also brought up a good point about a lot of the things that were on the Tamago, the release before the Friends in Dreamtown, like it had so much content and
Hmm.
it was so much fun, and like I wish I enjoyed, like I don't like the bulkiness and that sucked, so I got rid of mine, but like I remember just playing it and loving it, and the collectability of the figures, and it was just so cool. And then like the Friends in Dreamtown, like the screens were bad. I think the sound was kind of scratchy sometimes. The device itself, the screen would like get mine got totally scratched very easily. So the build quality wasn't that great. It had NFC, which was kind of cool, and a move in the right direction, but it just was very lackluster to me. And it was like a horrible knockoff Peas mixed with the For You, and that's kind of what I thought of it because it had the cute characters like from the Peas, like the baby and the toddlers, and I think a lot of the adults were the same, but it just I don't know, man. I just didn't like it. Some people really, really enjoy it. I've seen them. I mean, obviously, like this little bunny. Um, I'm sorry, I don't mean to like rip the. I don't mean to rip it because if you guys like enjoy it, that's totally fine, obviously. But just like for me, I didn't. It just seemed like something was missing. And then I know with the Dreamtown, they added the jewelry collection, right? And then
Yeah.
what else did they add?
I don't actually remember. It's been a while. Um, but there was the jewelry. I'm pretty sure that was the Dreamtown for the jewelry, and you couldn't even get all of the jewelry just by playing it. I think you needed to do like special stuff with, so it's like super hard to
Oh
collect
yeah,
it all.
I think you had to like bump with your friends to do it,
Oh,
right?
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah, something like
Hmm.
that. I do agree that the Tamago is a better Tamagotchi, so that would be disappointing if, the Friends comes out afterwards and it's like a downgrade. So I do agree
Oh
with
yeah.
that for sure.
Hmm.
bottom line, like visually speaking, that's what I had the biggest problem. I just didn't like the pixels. I didn't like the screens.
It was so dark.
Really dark.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember it just being hard to see. Yeah, I have a friend that's like sealed right now, and
Mhm.
I had a friend's growing up, but I haven't ran one recently enough to really like. I can't hate on it because I can't even remember, but that was my one complaint, was that it was just like hard to play because it was hard to see.
Yeah. I think like when it first came out, I was really excited. I bought me and my little sister one, and I remember I played it for a little while and I kind of liked it, but then afterwards I just put it away and then I tried to play it again once and I was like, I can't. I just can't. It's not because like comparatively, I think that was before I started collecting other like Japanese connections that I really, really enjoy. So it was
Hmm.
kind of something to play before I got into all that. But then once I had other things that I enjoyed more, I was like, this isn't doing it for me. And you can barely see it. Like the Tamago screen, like you can adjust the contrast and you can change the backgrounds and it looks beautiful. Like they did a really good job. But like with the friends in Dreamtown, like it just didn't, I don't know, it wasn't good.
All right. Well, the next underrated pet comes from Queen Prince on the Tama Tea Discord. Please come join us on our Discord. The
Yes,
link
please.
is on our social medias, so go check it out. The Mushi King V Pet is very, very underrated. It's got a lot of charm to it and some interesting battle aspects. There's a lot going on with it, but it's enough to make sense, which is nice. So it isn't too needy and it isn't too easy. A happy medium, IMO. Queen Prince. I haven't played with the Mushi King like VPet. I played a Mushi King like Game Boy game
Mhm.
before,
Yeah.
which I
Um,
would assume probably plays similar to the pet as far as the battling game
mhm.
goes.
Yeah, it is really similar because I actually played the Game Boy one as well. It's like the rock paper scissors type
Yeah.
aspect to the battling. I think it actually originated from like an arcade game, the Mushi King. But the virtual pet is really cute. I really like it. It's by Sega. And you take
Ooh.
care of it. Yeah, you take care of it, and then you can also battle. So similar to like a Digimon, but I feel like it's a little bit simpler. There's a few less options, but it's really fun, and I agree with her comment that it isn't too needy and it's like a happy medium type pet.
I mean,
Well,
she
that's
like when
cool.
I read this, I was like, I should get one because it sounds awesome. Yeah, really, like it just
It
sounds.
doesn't take much with us,
I know.
honestly.
Oh, dude, tell me about it. And isn't it like shaped like a beetle?
It
Yeah,
is, yeah.
Oh, that's really cute.
that's enough to sell me on it.
And like it's like a little beetle. That's so cute. I love that. Like it reminds me of my childhood catching beetles and stuff. I don't know why I haven't bought one of these. I've thought about it before because they're not that expensive, are they?
They're
I
not.
don't Yeah, I don't think so. I actually have mine sitting on like a little Animal Crossing plate, so it like makes me think of Animal
That's
Crossing, so
so
it's a little beetle.
cute.
That's so cute. And then also
It's a cute one.
I like the battling thing because like I love like the battling aspect in Digimon. Like when I first played Digimon, I was like my mind was kind of like exploding because it kind of felt like I was playing Pokemon kind of,
Hmm.
but it was like a VPet form, which is what I always wanted. Like I always wanted to be able to like, battle in a virtual pet. So I think that's like really cool
Yeah,
to
we need a
have.
Pokemon style Digimon like stat.
Oh
That
my
would be
God,
so cool.
Destiny, don't get me started. That sounds so amazing.
I know. There's only like that game like with the figures, like that vintage I don't know if you guys seen it, but it's like a battler with the figures, but it's not really a pet. You literally just battle. So,
I
yeah,
mean,
it's like a game type thing with a little screen, but it's not like a V pet.
the Walker kind of gave me VPet vibes a little bit.
Yeah, a
Um,
little bit.
yeah, and like I remember I was obsessed with mine and like I really should run it again and maybe play Heart Gold or Soul Silver again because that was like my first real Pokemon game. I kind of got into Pokemon games later. I always loved the anime and everything,
Mhm.
but like I would love to play that again because like the screens on those are so beautiful and you can catch Pokemon in game, which is super cute, and you just have this like little companion with you, and it's kind of I like things like that where it's like, you kind of feed it, quote unquote, by walking. And I mean, I've told you guys before, I love pedometer pets, and that was actually kind of my first pedometer type pet. And so, like, after that, I've always wanted like a Pokemon V pet. That would be just, I mean, we kind of have that with the Eevee, which I want to talk
Yeah,
about
for sure.
later. Yeah. But, I was talking to my friend Stephanie. Um, Shout out to Stephanie. You go, girl. I love you. We talk like every day. um, and she said that I think overrated is the Gezi. To have all the hype, it's very basic and, in my opinion, more for younger ages. And it did not hold my attention for long. It gets boring very quickly. And she thinks that the Tuma pet has been the best knockoff to date, which I mean, I think a lot of people agree with that. But I haven't played the Gezi, so I don't really know much about that one. I've never really been that interested because I've heard that it's like really glitchy and stuff.
Mhm. Yeah, it does have a few glitches, like with the icons. Sometimes they'll like flicker or disappear. The screen sometimes goes, fades a little bit. But it is pretty fun. It's kind of, it takes a long time for it to evolve, so it does kind of, take a while and you're kind of just waiting. But there's a lot to do, but I could totally understand where she's coming from with that one.
Yeah, I just can't believe that they take so long to evolve. Like it takes like a
Yeah, it's
month.
insane.
Oh, that would drive me nuts. But she also said, I think underrated is the Doraemon and Doremichi. I could not agree more. Like, oh my God, let me get into this. But and she said, I'd seen them several times and got one on a whim. They have great features and sound quality, and they're very entertaining, and the collecting part is great. Certain items change your character, which is a lot of fun. I truly think it is. This is. I. Bleh. I truly think this is underrated and should be a must-have for any collector. I think, like, yes, yes, girl, yes. Like, I always wanted the Doraemon from when I was younger, and I saw it. I thought it was super cute, and like I'd heard of the anime before and stuff. But the pet itself, it's like the gameplay is kind of like a Santa, but a
Mhm.
thousand times better because there's so many different items, and the way that the way that they react with the V pet is just so much more satisfying than the Santa. Because I really liked the collecting aspect of the Santa, but it just was kind of lackluster to me, and it would just only change his appearance. But like with the Doraemon, uh, there's like the translation cake, and if you use that one, it will totally change your whole device into English, which is like,
What?
yeah, dude.
Nice.
Yeah.
When you told me
Play.
about that, that freaking blew my mind. I literally am
Oh,
getting a set just for that. Well, for that and for the freaking gun. I mean,
yes. Yes.
can
I
can can,
love.
can we get like anything better than that? Oh
Don't
man,
show the Mushi King that that scene.
that straight up reminds me. Okay, so there is another Sega Toys pet that is like shaped like a gun
Mhm.
that
Oh,
I
yeah,
think is
I
an
know what you're talking about.
owl. Do you know what the name of it is?
An owl?
I have no idea. I've seen it on eBay. I think no one has bought it. I'm pretty sure it's still up, but I have no idea like where that is from or
I'm
how it's
literally just
like.
so curious about it because it's shaped like a gun. I
I
don't
know, right?
I don't have like any desire for it outside of that. I don't really care to have an owl pet specifically or anything like that, but is a gun.
That's like the weirdest thing I've ever heard in my life. An owl pet shaped like a gun?
Hmm.
Yeah, it's
Oh
made by
my
It
Sega
God.
Toys, and
Oh,
I
okay.
feel like I probably looked it up at one point and couldn't find any information on it. So,
Oh my
but
God.
yeah, I need to get the Doraemon. The shell design is super cute. I like his little bell and everything. It does look really really adorable, and I've seen a lot of people running it recently for the cats and dogs hatch in the Tama Collectors Discord. So
I was gonna run mine and then like I just decided to focus on the pastel meats. I mean, I know I'm gonna play the Doremi. I've almost completed the Doraemon once, and then the Doremi I haven't gotten into her as much yet. But like I just love the gameplay so much, and also the sound. Stephanie talked about the sound quality. It kind of sounds, it has like a jingly kind of sound. Like it's kind of high pitched and like happy. I don't know how to describe it. I mean, Destiny, do you have yours right now?
I do, but she's sleeping.
Just press
But
a couple buttons for us.
it sounds like when you pressing it now.
Yeah,
That's
see,
just
it's just,
pressing like the B button. It reminds me a lot like the P1, P2, like with the button sounds.
you think so? It reminded
I
me more
think
of the
so.
Santa, like the jingly kind of, I don't know, I just really like the sound quality of it. Yeah.
Sounds nice. I like it.
Yeah, I like it too. I don't know. I like little things like that just make it, different. One thing I can't get it out of my head. I don't even want to say it
What?
because it like it's not that bad, I guess, but like someone, I think it was on Eric Field's post. Um Someone posted a picture of a blow up doll
Oh,
um on the Dore Michi, and they were like, this shell design is disturbing. It looks like a blow up doll. And I was like, no,
can
don't
never
put that
see
in
it the
my.
same.
I mean, I can, but I just don't want to. That's not nice. I was disappointed by that. I was like, why would you do that to me?
How dare you taint my VPet?
I know. I'm all innocent and stuff with my little gun, and then you're gonna. But yeah, I really, if you guys ever wanted to try one of either of those pets out, they're amazing, and I think they're definitely underrated. And then my friend Stephanie also went on to say um, that the Gezi was the biggest disappointment next to the Tamawaki. What do you guys think of that?
I think we talked about the Tamagotchi a little bit last episode, but I think it's really cute. There isn't much to it. It's more of like a companion, so I could see why it's a disappointment for sure, but I think it's cute for what it is.
Yeah, I definitely think that it's cute, but it calls for you a lot while you're walking, I've
That's
noticed.
true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's like you have to play this game, and I'm like walking with like my son in in the stroller, and like this thing is beeping all the time, and I'm like I have to do it right, or I feel
And
like I'm
then
doing.
you're like blinding the sun, like stopping, like
Yeah.
like what's this thing want?
You really are expecting me to stop walking in presumably the bright ass daytime and look at this tiny little freaking LCD screen where I can't see shit and play a battle right now against something I can't see.
Yeah, I can see like why. I don't know. The Tamawaki is just kind of hyped up, I guess, because it's kind of hard to find. I was expecting to like it a lot more than I did, and like it was one of my dreamies. Like I'd wanted that since I started collecting, but then when I got it, I was like, meh. I kind of like other stuff better. So, so bye
Yeah.
bye.
I
You're
People
out
will
of
keep
say
here.
I don't.
talking me out of like wanting stuff like that, basically. Because I don't think I have any pets that are exceedingly rare or anything like that. And I would put a Tamawaki as like a kind of rare pet. But yeah, every time I ever express like kind of wanting something even remotely rare, there's like a whole slew of people that are just like, this is so overrated.
Yeah.
It is not worth the money. And I'm like, well, of course not. None of these things are worth $200. Okay. Let's get real.
Yeah, no, I
They all
know.
retailed for $20. So we know how much they're worth.
Yeah. So my friend Dylan, what's up, Dylan? We also talk like every day. And we're running the pastel meets together. He said his underrated pet is the super, I'm not gonna say this right,
Gyaopi?
Gyope? Is that how you say that?
Gyope? I don't know.
I don't know.
Gya
Gyope.
Gyaopi? I don't know. Okay. Are there some words that you see them and you like read them in your mind, but you never
Mhm.
make a sound to them? Like you've never actually tried to verbalize it in your head before, so you don't have any type of
Oh
frame of
no.
frame of mind, or like nothing even to compare what you think this sounds like.
Oh, I know. I'm just like, what is going on?
And
That's not English.
I also hope that like no one listening to this knows Japanese and is like, your pronunciation is just garbage
I know.
of
I'm just
literally
gonna say,
everything we talk about.
oh, dude, I know. I'm just gonna say Gyope, because that's what I kind of imagined. But I watched a video and it said Gyope, and I was like, oh my God, I don't know. So we're gonna go hard G, Gyope.
Okay.
And he,
Oh, that little Gyope.
yeah, little Gyope. Oh God. But anyways, he said that's his number one underrated pet, and I actually just got one. He convinced me into getting one, and then I convinced Stephanie into getting one. um, so yeah, he loves that one because there's so many characters, and it's good quality for an odd pet. Doesn't feel cheap, and then also each character has its individual food, and you can also speed up the time on it. So you
I
can,
love that.
yeah, I've never had a pet that can do that, like ever.
It
I
reminds me
That's
of The Sims.
Oh
yes,
yeah.
speeding up the time.
That's the
Sit
one
there and
thing
play it.
about The Sims that literally makes it such a great game, is that I am God, I control
Yeah.
time.
Yeah,
Time
but
only moves when I move.
yeah, exactly. But like, are there any other V pets that do that?
I don't think so.
I know like if you debug a connection, it'll do that, right?
Yeah, I've seen
Yeah.
Mr.
Well,
Blinky like do
well, yeah,
something.
you can like make them super speed, but I don't think that there are any V pets that come with a setting like that.
Right. So that's like just so cool. I can't like when he told me that, I was like, really? That's just kind of like I've never heard of that. I was like, oh my God, that's so cool. I have to get this. And it has a bunch of like it has a chicken, it has a dog, it has a cat, it has a panda, a frog. What am I missing? There's like nine of them. I'm blanking, but there's a lot.
A horse, I think.
Animals.
Yeah. Yeah, lots of different animals. But I think that's really cool because like I feel like I get kind of bored with odd pets. They don't have a lot of sometimes they don't have a lot of variety, but this one I got mine in the mail today and I tested it out a little bit just to make sure it was working and the quality is really good. It's very responsive. Um and it just overall seems like a really cute pet and I'm gonna run that one probably after I run my Digimon X. I'm like making like a queue of pets to run. Oh my God. But
I'm the
yeah.
same way. I know that I'm going to be running Ed and Tama in a 4.5, like relatively soon. I don't know, in a week or so. And then right now I'm just trying to like test every single thing that I'm getting in the mail, which is so much harder than I thought it was going to be. I just got one of those Pokemon Pikachu, the little pedometer pets that look like a Game Boy.
Mhm.
Ooh.
And yeah, I never had one growing up or anything like that. I did have a Pokewalker, which is like up in my display. But I'm excited. It looks really cute. My husband was like, "Ooh, what's this? Looks like a little Game Boy." I was like, "You can play with it if you want."
I know. I'm
Yeah.
always like shoving Tamagotchis at Elijah. I'm like, play with it. Let me know how you like
Yeah.
it. And he's like, gets bored of it. I totally want to get a Sakura one and like put the shell on my Pokemon one, my Pikachu. It would be
Ooh,
like a pink Pikachu. I think it'd be super cute. I saw a picture of someone that did that, and I'm totally like determined to get a Sakura now.
Oh my
I
God, I
think I'm gonna
know. I've
paint
seen that.
this one.
Ooh,
What
how are you gonna
color?
paint it? Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I, I'm taking suggestions. Give me your suggestions. I don't know.
Hmm.
It's a little like it's not in the best conditions, like kind of dirty, a little nicked up and stuff. So I figure like why not paint it because
Ooh, you should do like make it look like Pikachu, like put the little red circles, make it yellow. That'd be
that would
super cute with the
it,
brown stripes.
yeah, it's already yellow, so I could
Oh,
just
okay, perfect.
just
Ooh,
clean
that'd
it
be
up and
easy.
and do the features on it. That would be pretty cute.
That would be
Good
cute.
idea.
Yeah. And then speaking of like pedometer pets and them beeping at you all the time, I don't think that one beeps at you that much.
Well,
No, I
from
that's
don't
my
think it does.
experience. Yeah, because like I think it's just like the more you walk with it, the higher your friendship level with Pikachu gets. So when you check on him, he'll be doing like a variety of animations, whereas if you don't have a high friendship level with him, he'll just be kind of like sitting there.
okay.
So yeah, so I don't think that would beep. I mean, I could be totally wrong,
It
but I don't think it beeps at you that much.
it doesn't beep like for you to do anything, but it'll beep when he's doing his animations. So let's see here. Kara Cole Patchon, sorry, Instagram said the V6 is a lovely gem that doesn't get enough attention, and I totally agree. I love the Music Star. It's one of my favorites. I love running it and being super rich and being number one.
And
And
being
also
super rich.
and also it like marries multiple like people. Like I was married to a girl and had a baby, and then I married someone else and he ditched that family and had a baby.
Oh
And I was
my
like,
What?
God.
I thought it
You're
was super interesting. Yeah,
I mean, that's the life of a rock star. Am I right?
definitely. That's what I
wait,
was thinking.
wait, Destiny, I'm really like mind blown. Are you serious? It actually does that?
Yeah, I was at work and I was playing it and I was like, my Tamagotchi just ditched his wife and married someone else, and my boss was like, what? It
Oh
was
my
crazy.
God. What? I'm just like, how? That is so, oh my God. Bandai America.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Scandal.
On that note, I don't know if it doesn't get that much attention. I think amongst the collecting community, Music Star is like well loved.
I
I think
agree.
so.
Like, but I think some people also really don't like it, like me.
I think people that haven't really run it fully are kind of, I don't know. But
Okay,
I
yeah, that
definitely feel
might
like
be
there's a
it.
divide.
Okay, like I ran it back in the day, like when the Tama Town was still up, and
Mhm.
like I really enjoyed the Tama Town. I thought that was like they did a really good job with that, and it was really really fun. But the device itself, I don't know. I never really got like really famous and rich on mine. I don't know. I don't remember it well enough, but I
I
remember.
didn't like it because it didn't make any money.
I wasn't a superstar. People didn't like me.
You definitely have to keep playing it, keep practicing, because you have to, it like keeps track of like all the games you play total, and it'll raise your score on each game. So once you reach like a certain score on the games, like you'll get more money, you'll get more fans, and then it just kind of escalates from there.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, maybe I think I was kind of bad at the games, and so I like didn't play them very much. Maybe I don't know. It's been a long time, but I do want to give that one another shot because people do seem to like it a lot, and like I don't. I want to understand why, but I know it's hard to find them sometimes because like they get snatched up when they're a good price. So
Hmm.
Oh
I'm just
yeah,
kind of like,
definitely.
and also like I want like a cute design. They do have really good designs actually, and like I like that it doesn't have an antenna.
Me
Um,
too.
Same.
yeah, and I'm sad I sold mine because I had my first one was the pink with the stars on it, like the bright pink with pink stars.
Oh, that's a
Um,
cute shell.
yeah, it was cute. And then the second one I had was oh, I love this one, the pearly white with the treble clef or something on it.
Hmm.
Yeah, the pink. Yeah, I really loved that one a lot. But that was like when I got back into collecting, that was like the first thing. Actually, I didn't sell it. I gave it away on my Instagram as
Oh,
a
you
giveaway.
did?
Yeah, I
Oh.
did. Yeah.
What a
Yeah.
girl.
That's
Yeah.
actually, think about it, that's the only Tamagotchi that Elijah will actually play like throughout. So it gets his approval.
Nice. My
It's
my
really fun.
my fiance like he's played a chibi with me one time and then it died. And like I'm gonna try and get him to play a Digimon with me because he might do that because
Hmm.
it's more competitive and we could play together. So I think that's gonna be the next thing I try to get him play, but we'll see.
Kevin
Trying
will
to.
run Eevee with me, but and maybe once that other Digimon finally gets rerouted to my house, then I'll be able to like try to convince him to do it because he seemed a little bit interested. I think that yeah, my he needs something more competitive. So
Yeah, for sure.
And the fact that it's Digimon, I'm sure a lot of guys like the Digimon characters more than Tamagotchi.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they look so rugged,
Yeah.
so manly.
And then you
Mhm.
get one random like teddy bear in the
Yeah.
list of characters.
I think the pixelated versions of the Digimon are like really cute and like they look like little like chibi forms of like the real ones, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they're super cute and chunky looking.
Hmm.
They're definitely charming.
Yeah.
Well, on Instagram, Waddle Dee said that they think IDs are certainly way too underrated. And I can't speak on that. I don't have my, actually, I'm getting an IDL soon. But I've heard that the programming is really charming. The character list is cute. There's a lot to be said for them. So,
I really like that the characters get all close up to the screen, like how the plus color does. I think the plus color and the ID are like the only two that do that. So it's
so
really
you get
cute. And
really
then there's
cute
like a
close ups.
yeah, and there's like a photo shoot, and then there's like this donut restaurant where they have different donuts every day. I think it's a really cute one. Definitely underrated, I would say.
Oh yeah, because the like people compare the ID and IDL, I think, and like they're totally different. Like totally. Like the IDL has a lot more content, but honestly, I don't really love that. I don't know. I kind of like more simpler things sometimes. In the ID, I haven't played one for a long time. I don't own them anymore, but like I remember enjoying it more, and it seems more reasonable, like to complete the Tamatomo, because there's only like
Hmm.
16 characters, I think. So I always enjoyed the ID more, and I like the design of it more as well.
Yeah, the design is really pretty with the straight edges on the front, like a gemstone.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
And I always find that they are really affordable. I don't ever see them for crazy prices or anything like that. So for people wanting to get into like color Tamas, I think it's a good one.
Oh yeah, for
And
sure.
it'll connect with the ID station, which is like my favorite station because the whole thing is about like crafting and it's a color screen station. I just love it. Make the wallpapers and send them over. It's really cute.
That
That's
is
super
cute.
cute. Yeah.
Well, Faletti Cristo on Twitter said that I would say the P1, P2 are extremely overrated. Yeah. And that the ID and IDL are underrated. And they think that people overlook them because of the Ps, which I would probably agree with, despite me not having an ID or IDL yet. Um, yeah, I think the Ps is definitely like an overhyped model just because it has the English patch.
Yep.
Yeah,
I
what
think
makes
that's
it
the
good
only
to
reason.
me is the downloads and not the actual Tamagotchi, basically.
Yeah.
I think the Peas is overhyped because it's so sparkly and pretty.
Hmm.
Like seriously,
It
I
is
mean,
really pretty.
I literally I put mine up for sale recently and I held on to it for so long because I was like, "Oh my God, it's so pretty. I can't let it go." But I haven't played with it in like 3 years, so I'm like, you know. But yeah, I think also the Peas has like the collectability of the pierces and stuff, and so it kind of overshadows all of the other color Tamagotchis. But I think the mix and meats are getting up there, I think, in terms of popularity. I don't see people freaking out over peas as much as I used to, for sure.
Definitely, yeah. People used to just like they would say like the best thing to get is the peas whenever someone would ask, what should I get? They'd say the peas, but now it's definitely shifting a little bit.
Yeah, towards like mix and stuff, which is I think it's good because the mix is like easier to get. You can I mean any model of mix except like the Sanrio, obviously, they're all pretty easily attainable, which is really
Mhm.
good, whereas the peas can be kind of hard to find, or at least certain colors can be hard to find.
Yeah, I mean, there's a huge price difference there. You can get a spacey mix for like $35.
Yeah.
But getting an in package peas, I don't know. That'd be
Yeah.
well over the $100 mark. Anyways, at Bunny Lop on Twitter also agreed and said that underrated is the ID. It always gets passed over for the IDL. Not sure why. it's got better characters, and I love the donuts.
Yes, the donuts. I
Hmm.
agree.
Overrated peas. Yes, of course it is. It does have a lot of features. She does not like the character designs. It's missing the charm of the originals. It's so pastel and bland. Mm, I do like my peas. I mean, I think it's an overrated Tama for sure. Like, I'm glad I didn't pay a crazy amount for mine or anything like that because while I do like it and I do like the Pierces and I like that it's in English and stuff, I like my mixes and I like my For You a lot. So,
I agree with the peas being like overly pastel and overly pretty and overly girly and because like I like things more like I like the mix because you can make ugly little worms, like just these ugly little things and I just
ugly
love
little
them.
grubs.
Yeah, seriously. And like Digimon are kind of like rough around the edges and like the original P1 and P2 characters, they're like little aliens and like it's more kind of gender neutral, I guess, and like it's more appealing to a wider audience instead of like, Kofrechi and Yume Michi and you dress them up and da da da.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
And
will
like
say that for sure. It's a hard Tama to sell people on, like aesthetically speaking, because it's just so blatantly feminine
yeah,
that
no,
like
for
I
sure.
think that that's kind of off-putting for some people that they don't want to have this like girly little toy.
Yeah, so I think like a lot of male members of the community maybe shy away from the peas. I know a lot of them play it, but like, I mean, if you're out in public and then you have your peas beeping and you're a dude, I could see how that's a little bit like embarrassing, which is really sad and it shouldn't matter, but I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think they should like definitely make at least like a different design or colors, at least so like both genders could enjoy them and like how they look. It's definitely
Yeah.
really girly with the little gemstones on the front and everything.
Exactly. And I feel like with the plus color, those were very neutral looking. The For
Hmm.
You was pretty neutral looking. The ID and IDL were like kind of shiny looking, but they weren't all like the meats is all or the sorry, excuse me, the peas is all pastel color, shimmery gemstone heart plug. So it's
Yeah.
just very, very girly. And I think like the mix did a decent job getting away from that
Hmm.
kind of. But the meats when they offered green and yellow, I was like
Green,
hopping on
yes.
that. Yes,
Well,
yes.
this kind of touches on something that we were asked by Aram and Tamagotchi collectors. He asked if we think that gender, age is a factor in the hobby. Like, who do you think Bandai is targeting? And then, as a collector, do we feel comfortable sharing our hobby in public? And I think with some of the devices, like, probably not, I don't love taking, like, I don't know. I think that there's some Vpets that are a little more public friendly, if
Yeah,
that's a good way to say it. Like they're not super flashy looking. There's not a lot of attention to be brought to them.
right.
I can put them on mute.
Yeah,
Stuff like that.
they're more like stealthy.
Yeah, but like pulling out this, shiny, glittery, gemstone plated
Yeah, it's kind of like,
thing.
I
It's
mean,
kind of
even
like, look at me, I'm playing with this.
yeah, exactly. And like, I don't think it matters whether you're a girl or a guy, really, when it comes to that. Like, if you're past a certain age, it's kind of like, what are they doing? But I mean, in terms of like, is age or gender a factor in the hobby? I absolutely not. I don't think so at all. Because like, Bandai, they're all adults making these toys. So it's not like children came up with this idea. Adults made this idea thinking children will enjoy it, but because it's designed by adults, more than likely adults are going to enjoy it as well. And just because it's targeted at a certain age doesn't mean it's only going to be limited to that age group. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Well, I
So
also
like,
think that they put enough depth in it that they are targeting, multiple ages here. Obviously, it's got this like very cute aesthetic and teaches children, like how to take care of things. But we have some like pretty highly developed gameplay here where you need to give specific care if you want to have certain outcomes happen. And dependent on the models, some of them are a lot more difficult to get the correct results than others. So who are they targeting? I think they're targeting, young people and older people because they know that there are people out there collecting. Bandai's not blind to that fact.
I think
Yeah.
in terms of like the newer releases in America, that it's targeting everybody because like young people will enjoy the P1 and P2, but then like people our age and people even older who had them in the 90s are gonna, be like, oh my God, I remember this. So I think the target demographic for like the P1 and P2 re-releases is broader than say like the meats and the peas, etc.
I definitely agree about the US releases. It could definitely target. I think mostly they go for like nostalgia, but also any kid could pick it up as well. But for like the Japanese releases, they definitely like the For You, like they targeted a little bit of an older audience. Like they kind of change it up, but overall, I mean it's similar. I think the meats and the meats definitely goes towards like a younger audience with the app and everything, trying to get into that younger audience with all the mobile games and everything. But it's just a thought. Also, older people have phones, obviously, but mostly younger kids will play those types of games.
Right,
True.
yeah. And I think like the whole dress up thing is more of like a girl, type thing. So I feel like, I mean, I hate saying that because boys can enjoy dressing up too or whatever, and I'm sure there's many male members of our community who enjoy the aspects of dressing up their character and that kind of thing. But I think that those kind of features are targeted at young Japanese girls, for the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just the idea of like taking care of something as well. It's sort of,
Yeah, which is kind of like I don't like that idea that being nurturing is only
yeah.
a feminine quality. I think it's good to encourage men and boys to be nurturing as well because it's very important. And I think it's not highlighted enough in our society in general.
Which
You
is why
know?
they should make more male-friendly shells for sure.
Yeah. I mean,
But
will
yeah.
they? Will they? I don't think so. It hasn't looked like it, but I don't think just because the target demographic is, you know, Japanese girls doesn't mean you can't enjoy it and you should be ashamed of enjoying, you know, this thing that we all really love, you know? Like there's no point in if you like something, then just go for it, it doesn't
Mm,
matter. Yeah.
agreed, for sure.
Life lessons with Lila.
Yeah. It wasn't very eloquently spoken. It's very late where I am right now, but
We get what you mean, though.
yeah.
I think we can all agree.
For
So,
sure.
my friend Laura, I asked her about the underrated, overrated. She said, underrated, I would say the Rio Oki and the Vimigo. Overrated, I'd say the Witch and the Devil. And I definitely agree about the underrated Ryoki and the Vimigo. Those are both really good virtual pets. The Ryoki is from Tenchi Mio. It's like a little paw-shaped pet, but from what I remember, you take care of her, but then you also make sure she's disciplined or teach her something. I can't remember the full details, but it has some underlying gameplay there to keep it interesting. And the Vmigo as well. There's a lot going on. It reminds me of Nintendogs a lot, just because of everything you can do. It's also a pedometer as well. And then
I love
yeah,
it.
it's really fun.
It's a
And then
pedometer too?
It
yeah,
is
you
a
can
pedometer.
walk it. Yep.
Oh my God.
You can like earn some moolah that way.
Oh my God, do I have to get one now?
They're
Yes.
really cheap. They're super, super cheap pets. So I highly recommend getting one. Like, even if you end up hating it, I mean, it's like $10.
Yeah,
But
that's
they're really
nothing.
cute. They
Did
have
it,
like nice, I don't even know. It looks like a little Game Boy basically. And it's got a contrast dial so you can,
is
dial
it
that up.
backlit?
It is
Yes.
backlit.
Ooh, I like me a backlit
Yeah,
pet.
it's nice, bright blue, and yeah, it has like tons of different features that change dependent on the scene you're in. So you can go from like the living room to the kitchen, and in the kitchen you can feed the dog, and then you can go like outside to the park, and it can like chase after a bird or
Hmm.
something, and then you can like take it into town and go to the vet to, take care of it when it's sick, or take it to the salon if it needs to be groomed. It has like all sorts of, it's like Sims, it's got meters for each different need. So like it has a hunger meter, thirst, boredom, stuff like that. And you can scroll through them and it'll tell you, which ones need attending to.
You can also put it on the TV as well to see it in the color screen as well. So it's like a little added bonus
Yeah, they have
there.
like a little TV docking console. I don't have the console thing for it, but you can play it in full color if that's your thing.
Oh my God, that sounds actually like really good, and now I have to get one. Like, okay,
There's a lot
Mushi
going on
King,
in it.
yeah. I mean, that's amazing. I can't believe they're so cheap if that's the case. And I think I've seen pictures of the backlit screen, and that's how I knew that it was like that. I hope that I mean, I think Destiny, didn't you say the Gigapets AR is going to have a backlit similar to the Gigapets Plus or something?
Yeah, to where you have to hold the button and then the light comes on. That's what they're thinking of for now, from last I've heard.
Oh.
Yeah. I
I
know,
want,
right?
because like there's so many. I mean, like I don't know how like production wise, who knows how much the Vmigo like how much it costs to make it such a nice backlit screen, but like I mean, come on, let's update the technology a little bit, right? I don't know.
Yeah. It's from Jack Pacific, so they probably had some
Mhm.
money to where they could produce that and then sell it. Whereas Gigapets AR, they're kind of up and coming. They don't have a whole bunch of upfront money to kind of produce these pets, so they kind of have to, work around that. But
Yeah.
it would be cool if they could do a backlit similar to that, or like the kitty pet, where it's a really nice backlit screen. If you guys have seen that one, it's really nice.
Um. Uh.
It's the dog one that I shared earlier, the little puppy.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes, that screen was so nice.
it's really nice. Yeah.
I love that. I don't know. We'll see. I don't want to be negative, but and the backlit thing on the Gigapets Plus wasn't that bad. I'm just being a whiny butt.
Yeah, it's not too bad. You can turn it on when it's, dark, and it does the job. It's just not fully, lit all the time, but
Yeah, and
that's
really
okay.
pretty and bright. That's what I like. But anyways,
And then, yeah, right, sure, on Instagram, he agreed with Laura that Tamagotchi is way overrated in terms of gameplay.
yes, absolutely.
I
I
I like
agree.
the gameplay, but I'm personally okay with playing it on the phone, and also you get the cute characters in color, and I don't
Yeah.
know. I'm okay with just having the app, personally.
I mean, is it the exact same gameplay or did they change anything on the app?
I think it's the exact same gameplay
Okay, that's
from what I
cool.
know. Yeah.
I mean, like the gameplay, I don't know. I don't even know what to say about it because it's just like I don't know. Great topic.
It's
Great
Talking
commentary,
right now.
man.
Yeah, I'm
the
so
virtual pet with,
outspoken.
yeah, it's okay.
It's just kind of like blah,
Yeah, it's
you
just
know?
okay.
I'm
And like
sorry. I'm sorry.
I mean, 'cause
It's
it
just
kind of
blah. I mean, okay, well, let's get into this. This totally
Hmm.
relates to one of Eric's questions. Why do you think some Tamagotchis are rare? For instance, there doesn't seem to be a shortage of devils, yet their
Yes.
prices continue to rise. Okay, yeah, this is something that I've thought about a lot because, like, I do want to have a devil gotchi in my collection at some point, but God, it just pisses me off just how much they cost when I see them for sale literally all the time. All
I
the
yeah,
know.
time.
they
You
never
can't
go
get away
away.
from them.
Yeah,
But they're always so
exactly.
much.
They're
It
always
makes
Why
sense.
do
there.
they cost so much if there's so freaking many of them, man? I don't get it.
It's like they got recalled and then
Hmm.
everyone freaked out or something, but like it's not, I
There's
mean,
more than enough to go around for everyone that wants one. That's all I'm saying.
yeah. The
Like, it's just perceived rarity. We just think that it's worth this much because
It
somewhere
sells for that much.
somewhere along the line we all collectively subconsciously agreed to pay that much for it. Yeah. That's all it
yeah.
is, because there's no shortage of them. It's not like magical witches where we like can't even find them. We have to, excavate them from the earth's crust because there's only so many. It's not like that at all. So yeah, it gets me bummed out. I do think that they're probably overrated. You can There's an app. There's a freaking app.
Hmm.
Yeah.
If you can
I mean,
experience it for all that it's worth, get that app first, you know?
yeah,
See if you even
exactly. Yeah.
care.
Yeah, see if you like it and then get one because like I enjoy it because the characters are cute and but in terms of like content, it's not more than any other vintage. So it's
Yeah.
kind of like hyped up, hyped up, hyped up. And like when I got mine, I was expecting to like love it. It was going to be amazing because everyone makes it seem so awesome. And then it was just kind of like this is like a backwards angel kind of.
Pretty much.
Pretty
It's the
much like
characters that are cute, basically,
yeah, and like we don't have a lot of stuff that's like spooky or spoopy, you know. So it's like so I get that, but I don't know. It's just it literally is a reverse angel. So that's my thoughts on it. I do enjoy playing it on Halloween and it's funny how loud it is and I like the bats and the little background is really really cute. Um but I mean, I don't know if it's worth the hype at all.
Yeah, definitely not. I
Yeah.
mean, you can even raise the character on like color Tamagotchis as well if you really like the character. So multiple options
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, like the peas, you can raise the devil characters on the peas, which is what I used to do before I had the
Hmm.
devil. And it's kind of nicer in a way because you can see the character in full color and it brings it to life in a way. And now I'm regretting selling my peas. Um, but yeah, I don't know. Just I agree. Play the app before you jump in because they're just extremely inflated for no reason, I think. And when you see one for a good price, hop on it if you have really wanted one for a long time. Like I really wanted one for a long time, and I found one in package for a good price, and I, you know, I dove in to the experience. And I do enjoy having it as a piece of my collection, but it's just like not worth the hype, in
It's
my
just
opinion.
something that's nice to have, I think. Just because it's so cute and spooky, but as for the gameplay, I don't know if it's worth it.
Yeah, and I think it's the same thing for the witches. Like the witches are so overhyped, and like I think they are more rare, so they kind of deserve it a bit more. But like if you get one, you can't you can't play all the features on it unless you have all four of them.
Yeah.
Which is just so like I gave up. I'm like I'm done. I wanted one for so long and I was like they're so cute and I love them and I have a spot for them in my heart, but I'm just done. I can't. It's not worth it. They've broken my heart too many times,
It's
you
the
know.
sort of thing, if I see it for a good enough price, I'll pick it up. But other than that, I'm not gonna go out of my way for
Yeah,
one,
exactly.
basically. And so Canker Love or Cancray Love on Twitter, they said underrated. Not sure if it's underrated, but V5. It introduced a bunch of memorable characters, and I really like the Tama families. And the overrated was P1 and P2. I honestly find them quite boring compared to the others. And I'm actually running the V5, and are you as well, Lila? I can't remember.
I was going to, but I didn't because I'm a flake.
That's okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's fun. It kind of sucks that you have to wait till the second generation to unlock the last two games, especially since I think mine have been an adult for like a couple days, but I still can't marry them off yet. So, especially since I'm not sure. I mean, the games are fun. They're not the worst. I enjoy them, but they're not like super great. But I do like that there's multiple characters and you get to see all the different animations, what they all the different characters, what they turn into, and the animations are cute as well. So I think it's fun, but I definitely like the Music Star more.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think a lot of people don't like the family because it can seem a little bit grindy, I think. Like in terms of getting the characters you want, it's not really care based as much as it is like um catching the times to raise the bonding, which I understand, but then like I just love it. I love it so much. I think the characters are super cute. The animations are really well done, and the screen is wider, so they had more room to add more detail. And
Yeah.
I love like classic pixels with a lot of detail. So like it's always been a favorite, especially the royal Famitama. Like that's like one of my all-time favorites, and I would never let mine go ever.
I don't know how much I really like the gameplay of them. They are pretty grindy. Like it's, I don't know, getting their bond up can be hard, especially if you're like, I don't, if you don't know the correct item to select, like it's just never gonna happen, you know? Like you'll keep answering the little pop quiz thing and not getting any bond. Um, so then you just like end up with a family of ninjas every time.
I have a family of ninjas. I have no idea what the bonding thing even is. I'm like, I don't know what you guys are talking about. I just
Okay, well,
raised it.
like, well, I'm pretty sure that like it'll ask, it'll like, you know, do a little pop quiz where you have to select an item, right? To
Mhm.
have a little activity. And dependent on the characters that you have is like what item you should select. I
Huh.
feel I found a chart that explained this better, and I might be butchering this, like don't take what I'm saying to heart because I was really confused by the programming of this. And I was like, I'm going to try and actually run this seriously and see if I can get something. But like, I didn't know what I was doing.
It's actually not that confusing. It's so what happens is you based on it's kind of hard to explain, but based on which characters you want, you pick Mame, or Kuchi points. So it's kind of like the idea behind the Entama, and then whichever one. So you consistently pick the first, second, or third option when you're presented with it, and that will give you the amount. Like the first one is the Memechi family, the second one is the Memechi family, and the third is the Kuchipachi family. Um, and yeah,
Oh.
and so then dependent on um, whichever one you choose consistently, your characters will evolve based on that. And then
That
that's how
makes
you get
sense.
the
Oh.
yeah. So it's not like the way they describe it on the guides online, it's hard to put into words without actually saying it, I feel like. So there's a lot of confusion there, and I think a lot of people don't like get it.
Well, what
So
you just said made much more sense than what I was thinking. So,
yeah, like what you said, I was like, "Oh God, that sounds awful." Like that would if that's how it played, that would totally suck. And I see why like you didn't like it. I was like, "Oh
well,
no."
I was just confused more than anything. I enjoyed it because I think the games are pretty cute. I really like the little like let's travel channel. Like the TV is so freaking cute with his little lips.
That's the
Yeah.
best
Oh my God.
animation ever, I
It
will
is just
say.
Yes.
so adorable. Like there's a lot to like about it. And yeah, it has like the best shells. I don't know why. I feel like all the V5 and 5.5 shells are just so gorgeous. So there's a lot to like there, but yeah, I was just super confused when I ran it a while back and had no idea what I was doing.
Yeah, I was a bit confused at first, but I started running those when they first came out, so I was like 15, I think. So I've had mine or I've played them for a long time, and I just really love them. But something that's funny to me is that like they seem to be kind of pricey and get snatched up really quickly on like the trader page and eBay, but like I hear people say bad things about them, so I don't really understand that. It's like they are very popular in a sense, but then like people don't like the gameplay, so it's like maybe they just like the aesthetic of it, maybe. I
Well,
don't
that's
know.
that's
So,
what I think is that I just think that they're like sought after because they look good.
Right.
But I don't know if people like buy them and like I don't even know. Like I don't know who's snatching up all these V5s because I don't ever hear I don't hear people talking like raving about them. At least as far as like connections are concerned. I feel like there are some people that like the earlier connections like V1, V2. There's a lot of people that like Music Star out there. But I don't know. V5 is one that I do think gets like a lot more hate.
I
Yeah.
agree with that.
Same
Yeah.
with V4 because like people don't like the guts points. Like it's kind of grindy, and I get that.
I like it. Or I
I
like the
I like the
Entama.
challenge. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Our last listener submission is from Caroline Bokoch. Ooh, I'm sorry if I said that wrong, from Facebook. Um, and she says Tamagotchi accessories like Tama School or other Tama products that are not the regular Tamas are underrated usually. And I very much agree with this. I think that Tamagotchi School is really, really fun. It's like just like a fun collecting game. And the more you play the games on it, the more students you collect. But the V1, I like the V1 a lot, but they sell for like $15 or less,
Mm.
which,
Yeah, they're super cheap.
And I
yeah.
feel like not a lot of people know about these ones because I've listed my Suku before, like for sale, and people would be like, "What is this?" You know, and sometimes people will post like the little watch, the watchland thing, and the little phone that are Tamagotchi, and people don't know what they are. So definitely underrated for the accessories.
Yeah, and like the my favorite accessory type thing is the Decatama for the Katai. Like it's just so much fun. It's kind of like having Tamatown like in a physical giant Tamagotchi, which is just amazing. And like it's even better than Tamatown to me because you can like connect directly to your Tamagotchi instead of having to input a code, which is like magic to me. Like when I first played with it, I was like, this is amazing. And it also gives the Kitai like a shop and more games and like just features that it doesn't have built into the device. So it's like a major add-on, and I think they did such a good job with it, and I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love
I
the
definitely
decals.
think that the Decas, like, I don't know, I don't think enough people talk about them, but I like any type of device that it just expands on, what we already have. I know that you were mentioning the home station earlier, Destiny, and I
Mhm.
just really even like just the look of it. It's really cute. I like that it's got like the little kickstand on the back so you can just like prop it up.
It's my favorite thing. Yeah, you just set it up on your desk, and when you're running it, just connect them. Super cute. It's like little DLC for Tamagotchi.
Yeah, no, I've always wanted to try that one, but then I sold all my IDs and stuff, so probably not gonna happen. But it's super cute.
Yeah, so overrated, like overall, I think we all kind of agree the melon soda, the orange soda. I mean, that's a shell that we see a whole bunch and it's just like overpriced. Then there's like the shareholder editions, the Sanrio, whether that's overpriced or not. Then there's the Asia P1 and P2 shells, which are really just the shells. I don't think there's anything special with them. There's a whole bunch listed recently on Zen Market. Some of them went for like $600, which is
It's
insane.
crazy.
I know. There's a Milky ID, which again, it's just a shell. There's English Oceans,
For
s-
basically all of these, we all agreed like everything we thought was
yeah.
overrated is just stuff that's way too expensive for no apparent reason. Like, I mean, the shareholder editions and like those those Hong Kong shells, like, yeah, they are limited in a sense. So like the price makes sense from a
Collector
collect,
standpoint.
yeah, from a collecting standpoint, but when it comes down to it, I mean, there's nothing different about them. They're just regular Tamas. So paying that much, I mean, what's it worth to you? But the EV Tamagotchi, some people I think will probably hate it, but yeah, overrated. I definitely think that we probably all overpaid for it. And
Yeah.
they're cute, but it's a nano. What can you expect?
But it's like the fact that it's an EV, it's a must-have, but then it's like, it's a nano.
Yeah.
Oh
It's
well.
such a struggle because I'm like, oh man, yeah, I gotta have it. I love Eevee, but I know
Yeah.
that I'm going to play with this one time and then I'm gonna pack it up and I'm never gonna touch it again because it's once you successfully get all the characters, there's nothing else there. There's not a lot of replayability. There's
Hmm.
I mean, well, like it's been kind of challenging to successfully get all of them. And I don't know if
Yeah.
anyone's actually like if one person has gotten all of the evolutions yet, which is why I kind of like it because it's been a challenge figuring it out and like, how it works and how to get certain characters. And I know a lot of people were getting frustrated with it. But I
Admittedly, I was not following that very closely because I didn't have them. So whenever people were posting these charts about like supposed methods for getting the characters, I didn't look into any of that. So this is all going to be fresh to me when it comes in the mail on Monday. Like I'm just going to start trying stuff and hope for the best, and then probably eventually like succumb to getting a guide because I need to get Espeon, and if that doesn't happen, I will pull my own hair out.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying for right now. My last one that I got successfully was Umbreon, and it took me a couple tries, but I just wasn't expecting that from the Nano. I was expecting it to be like really easy to get the characters. So the fact that there is some challenge there, I really enjoyed that a lot. And then like, I mean, I do think it's overrated. I think the hype is a bit ridiculous. But like the fact that it's like a Pokemon Tamagotchi crossover, that was like one of my dreams as a kid. And then the fact that it's Eevee and it has all the evolutions, I'm like honestly very satisfied with it. And I haven't put mine away since I got it out or since I got it. So
Well, that's awesome. It's nice
yeah,
to go with the Let's Go Eevee as well. Which I love that
yeah.
game. I think it was really good. I know a lot of people didn't like it, but I love it.
Oh,
Oh no,
I love it too.
I love it. I think it's great, and I love my Pokeball Plus. Like, what
Hmm.
a
Hmm.
satisfying peripheral.
Yes, yes, I
It's so
totally
nice
agree.
to load your little Pokemon in there and just shake it up and hear them screech.
I know, it's so funny and like it gives me Pokewalker nostalgia, which I also love, and it's a pedometer and then I love that you can play the game with it. I think that's so cool to have like a device that is like an accessory but also it's playable in the game. And
Yeah,
being able to like throw a Pokeball is so cool. But I do think that they made the Eevee crossover to kind of like, play up the hype of the game, maybe. You know what I
It's
mean?
possible, yeah. It definitely coincided, so
Yeah,
it's
so then
yeah,
definitely a possibility.
and that makes me like wonder like if we actually will get the EV Nano in the US because like it seems like they were branding or they made this whole like EV hype thing and they had a
mhm,
lot of EV brand stuff, like new merchandise and stuff like that. And I think that, they could have piggybacked onto that in the US with releasing the EV Nano, but they didn't release it yet. So I wonder, if the hype dies down. But then again, it's Pokemon and everyone loves Pokemon,
Yeah.
so like that thing
yeah.
would like I don't even know if I want to like get into I mean
Well, I
we
have a question. So, like, the Gudetama Nano came out in Japan in like 2017, right?
I think so.
And then was released in the US in the subsequent year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
So I guess like if that were a pattern that's to keep up, like we shouldn't expect it until next year anyways. And I would expect that regardless because of like licensing and stuff, it's just, obviously
It takes time.
the Pokemon brand has like been able to do this deal with Bandai in Japan, but Pokemon America, Nintendo America, and Bandai America are
Hmm.
different branches of the same company. But I'm sure like it would just be entirely new contracts and stuff that have to like happen in order for something like that to be produced here.
Right,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm sure they probably like all get a cut and it's all these legal issues that they have to work out first. So
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah. So I mean, at some rate, I do think that like, yeah, the release in Japan did coincide with the game, and that may or may not have had anything to do with each other. Because who's to say how long this deal had been in negotiations? Like, who's to say how long they had been developing
Yeah,
a
exactly.
Pokemon
Yeah.
themed Tamagotchi? Because like
Mhm.
I don't know. I feel like this was kind of a natural collaboration.
Yeah. I feel my worst fear, I think, with the EV Nano coming to the US is that like they're gonna get snatched up really quick, which I don't really care about. If it's the same shells as the ones from Japan, I'm just like whatever. I might get one, I might not. If it's easy to get one, I will. But like if they come out with an exclusive shell design for the US, everyone's gonna be snatching them up. Ugh. And it's gonna be harder, and I'm gonna want one. So we'll see. I don't know. We might not even get it, but
I find it
Yeah.
really odd that they didn't come out with a case for it because they came out with the case. They're doing the Easter Nano case, and then they did the Gudetama case. Like the EV one is the only one that didn't have a case, which is weird.
oh yeah, I didn't
So
even
maybe
think
they
of
would add a
that.
case. I don't think they would do a different shell, but maybe they'd add a case for the US release. It's a possibility.
Yeah, because the
And then make it a an exclusive at GameStop where I can't get it
oh my God, I
because
know.
I didn't pre-order it. Okay.
Yeah. No, I hopped on that Gudetama pre-order, but then I got the case and I didn't like it, so I just sold mine.
Oh
Because like
no.
the cases are like I liked the sitting thing, but it was so bulky and I didn't like
Mhm.
it was rubbery silicone feeling and I was like, I don't like it. So
That the sitting case was the one that I wanted. I ended up buying like the solid yellow shell just like by itself because I didn't pre-order them. And
yeah.
then I've seen it a couple of times, but I just don't like the Gudetama enough to buy another one now.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, I really like Gudetama as a character, so I guess that's saying something.
So what we have here is underrated the Entama. Um, so I think Lila, did you put in the Entama for the underrated?
Yes, I did. Because like you can get them for super cheap, like especially some of the not so popular shells, you can get them really, really cheap, but they have so much content, like so much content and
Hmm.
such cute characters. And I think overall it's just a really well-rounded Tamagotchi. I prefer the Uratama a little bit more, just because I like the characters better. I think they're funnier and have more pizzazz, I guess. You know the gourd character, and she's like drunk and she has drool coming out of her mouth and she's
Oh,
holding, yeah, you know I'm talking about her. She's my
yeah.
favorite, all-time favorite Tamagotchi character is that one right there, and she's so funny. But anyways, back to the Entama. They're so cheap, but like they're so complex and really, really fun. You can access all the items from the Tama Town. We should probably link to that on Twitter or something. I can't think of the link right now. It's Jinjiroch or something dot. I don't know. We'll do it later. But you can. It's the N warehouse. You can access all of the items from the Tama Town, which I think is so amazing, and it just gives it so much more content. But like I said, you can find them really cheap, and I think that people overlook them sometimes, but I love them.
I like them as well. It was and Entama I think was one of my first, it was definitely my first like complete in package Tama that I got when I got back into collecting the pink frills one that I have. And yeah, I mean there's what's not to like about it. You're totally right that like you can get all of the items, so there's so much to do. And I like the little guts points. Like I I don't know. I think the gameplay is like nice and challenging. There's something to work towards that's like I don't know. Great
Yeah.
commentary, Krista.
No,
Yeah,
I know what
definitely
you
there's
mean.
like there's a lot going on in that one and a lot of people overshadow it with maybe like the other maybe the V6. I mean, for the connections, it's like underrated, but it's also overrated. The V6 is a weird one, but but there's a lot. I like the characters. I think growing up, the English version of the Entama, which is the V4, I believe, that was like my favorite one. I just loved going into Tama Town, and it's so cool that they have the in warehouse for the codes now to use those.
Yeah, for sure. And like I think this might be an unpopular opinion, but for me, I feel like the English connections are overrated. And like people don't play the Japanese connections as much because they can't read the language, but I've never
Mhm.
had a problem like, navigating them because there's so many guides online, but I feel like people are like, "Oh, I want the English," and English connections get snatched up way more quickly than,
It's
you
true,
know.
yeah.
Yeah, and like but I
It's
think
like it's easy to figure out, it's just like the Japanese color ones. So I mean, if you just put a few minutes like extra into it, it's definitely worth it. Because I did hear that they have more content. I haven't personally gone into the Entama a whole bunch, but
mhm.
I definitely want to.
Oh, you definitely should.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. I never get bored with them. I can play them for a long, long time, you know.
Well, I guess let's move on and talk about some just real quick tea. Someone in the collectors group, uh, we won't specify because of the topic, but they recently posted about their significant other not being very supportive of their hobby, saying that it was a waste of time. And basically, we just wanted to talk about how our family um, like looks at the hobby. Personally, I only have my husband here. My cat judges me constantly, but I always just tell him to go screw himself. Um, my husband, we collect video games together, so he is just like generally supportive of collecting hobbies. He knows that like what I have has value, not just to me, but like has value to other people and has value culturally. Um, he thinks it's really interesting, like the way that I have an interest in odd pets specifically and kind of trying to uncover information about them because there's not a lot out there. So, for me, it's like I do think that my hobby is somewhat of an exercise in preservation of these like cultural items, and he appreciates that. He went to school for anthropology, so like he thinks that type of stuff is
Mm.
cool.
Oh, I've never really thought of it as like being a cultural thing, but it is really, I mean, like pop culture kind of if you think about it, right? Is that what
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
mean? Or like,
Hmm.
yeah, that's really cool. I never really thought about it that way, like in terms of preserving culture of a certain time period, that's really interesting. Um, but my family, they all make fun of me. Like they love me and they don't care, but they think I'm like weird, which is fine. I've always been like the weird kid. So I don't really care about that as much. But my fiance is actually like the first person who actually supported me in my hobby. Like when we were dating when I first got back into collecting. And he was like, "Oh my God, that's really cute." And I was like, "No one's ever really told me it's cute. Like that's really nice, you know?" Um, and he collects video games and that kind of thing as well, like your husband, Crystal. So he's been more supportive. And funnily enough, like my grandma has been supportive of it and she thinks it's really cute. And she was like, "Do you think I could have one? Or do you think people would think I'm weird?" And I'm like, "Aw, I don't think you I don't think you could see the screen very well, but who cares what other people think, you know?"
Aw.
Yeah. But yeah, like the the post on collectors, it just makes me kind of sad that your significant other is like bringing you down about something you like, like that's you should be support like even if you don't understand like the hobby or whatever, you shouldn't bring your significant other down because of it. That's just kind of mean
Yeah,
and
if they're doing
mean-spirited.
something that like it's it makes them happy and it doesn't hurt anybody, I don't see
Yeah.
any reason to, give them any flack for it. But some people just like to gatekeep on like what is age appropriate. and
Right.
and I don't know why like we as people have this compulsion to like tell people no, you can't do that, that's not for you, don't eat that cereal, tricks are for kids, like.
Yeah. I
But that's a
mean,
real thing that people are like, why are you doing this, this is childish. And I would say a majority, if not all of my hobbies are, I would say, like, considered childish activities, but they make me happy. I'm not causing anybody any harm. If anything, like, yeah, I've found a really like mature reason to engage in all this. I do think that it is something of like cultural preservation, and it's also just fun games,
Mm.
yeah, I don't
Why you
think you
gotta hate?
yeah, I don't think you like need to have I mean like it's great
You
that
don't
you
have to have some crazy deep reason.
yeah, exactly. It's like you like it, cool. Like if people don't like it, screw them. Like they shouldn't I don't know. I don't like toxic people and like I think if someone's bringing you down about that kind of thing, it's like they need to like change that or they need to get out of your life kind of. I'm not speaking to anybody in particular. I just think that's kind of like at least in my life, it's kind of like a rule in general. It's like, you know, I don't know.
Yeah. I definitely think everyone, likes what they like and they should be able to like that certain thing. So everyone has their own thing and you wouldn't want someone to bag on what you like. So, like don't do that to someone else, especially someone you're with. But as for my family, my it's really funny. I bring around my Tamagotchis like when I'm going to my grandparents' house or something, and my grandma, she loves dogs. So she just loves, all kinds of dogs. She has her one dog, and then she has a couple that are at my mom's house right now. But so I was telling her about it. I'm like, oh yeah, it's a pet. She's like, oh, so you walk it and stuff? I'm like, yeah, kind of.
Oh,
But I'm like, yeah, you take care of it. I mean, for these ones, you don't walk it, but it's like a pet, like a dog.
yeah. Oh, that's so
So
cute.
yeah, and then my great grandma was looking at them. She's like, so that's like a little game in there, like a little animal you take care of. I'm like, yeah. And my mom's always like telling her coworkers, like if they bring up Tamagotchi, I think her coworker, like she wanted one because she had had one when she was a kid. She's like, oh yeah, my daughter, because I used to work where she works. She said, my daughter has a whole bunch of those, don't you? I'm like, yeah, I have one right now. Bring
Oh,
it
that's
out,
so
show her.
cool.
Yeah.
I love it when people are genuinely interested in like what you're doing instead of like being like critical of it, you know?
Yeah.
So it's always refreshing when people are like, "Oh, what's that?" and they ask questions and you're like, "Oh my God," and it's fun to tell them about it. And like when I first talked to you guys on the phone, I was like, "Oh my God, like this is awesome. Like you guys know what I'm talking about. I don't have to be like, "Oh, this is what this does." And like it was so I mean, I told you guys before, like I thought it was just so cool to actually be able to talk to someone in real time about this hobby that I've had and no one really understood it. And
Yeah,
I,
for sure.
I I think also like our community is very, very supportive and really, really awesome, and it's full of really, really nice people. And I've luckily so far only have had really pleasant experiences from our community, and I'm really like thankful for that.
Yeah, I've also come to realize that like our community is super diverse. Like the age range is from like teenagers to like people in their 30s and 40s. We have men and women and people all across the world. And I think it's really awesome to have this hobby bring us together because like at its very core, like something that we enjoy about these devices is like their ability to connect with one another. And like especially now with the meets generation, and now that we have the app and we can connect with people, remotely, and marry our tamas and mix them together. Like,
Yes.
I don't know, I just love that it's like we're just so connected.
Oh, I know. I love that the meets is so cool that you can marry another, like your friend's character. I haven't done that yet, but hopefully like we can figure that out and maybe do that. But um, yeah, I feel like it's kind of cute because like Tamagotchis are kind of about being connected and then we're all connected to each other, or some corny
And
stuff like that.
Tamagotchis, I feel like only really have yielded positive responses in my life, as far as I can remember. Like amongst my family, because Aram asked us, as an adult collector, do we have difficulties from our families who don't approve of toys being appropriate for your age? I don't have problems with that in my family. My family knows, like, I've been into toys my entire life. That's not something I've ever grown out of. I don't think it's something I ever will grow out of. Um, and even amongst like people in the public, whenever I remember I was at the barber with my husband the other day because he's in the army, so he was getting his high and tight touched up, and and I pulled one out, and like the guy getting his haircut sitting in front of me was like, "Is that a Tamagotchi?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Oh, that's an old school one." And then I pulled out a color one, and he was like, "Yo, they got them in color now."
That's always the reaction. I love it.
And it
Yeah.
just blows people's minds. It's like they're beeping at the grocery store, and the lady behind the counter is asking me, "What's that?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's my little pet." And they're like, "Oh, I remember having one of those on my keychain." It's just like everyone has these fond memories of them. So I feel like for the most part, it yields positive reactions out of people. People have good memories of them. And I don't know. I hope that for like people out there, if you have negative like responses from people in your life and they judge you harshly for this hobby, like do realize that they have to have something kind of wrong to be hating on something so like just kind of pure. There's
Yeah.
nothing to hate on here. Like, there's nothing harmful here. It's little aliens that we're raising, and
It's
I think that
cute.
that's a nice wholesome thing. And people like to, yeah, I don't know, make you feel bad for having hobbies because it's like stuff that's cute, stuff that's childlike or whatever, but there's no age limit on having fun.
Yeah. And like liking cute stuff, leave us alone. We just like cute stuff, okay? It's like, what's
That's
wrong
the
with
one
that?
thing that I like about Japan. Like, I like that Japan has this cute culture.
Yeah,
Like,
definitely.
Yes.
like cuteness is not something that has an age limit in Japan. Everyone likes cute stuff. That's why we've got mascots in every, prefecture, and our buses have, anime characters on them. Like, why not? The garbage trucks all have a cute little jingle. Why not? Because if you don't have it looking cute, what's it gonna look like? Industrial, like just
Hmm.
gray and blah. And life could be so much more fun.
Yeah,
I
life is
agree.
better when it's cute. Makes it more fun.
Well, our last bit of tea for this episode, and I don't even want to call it tea because the seller that we're about to talk about, I've purchased from before, and I've had good experiences with them. So do take what this story with like a little grain of salt. But I purchased a Kaikabo, a loose pink one from Big Store 888 on eBay, a couple of days ago, alongside some of the collectors in the Discord, the Tamagotchi collectors Discord. They were listed for $1, and we all suspected that that was a typo, some sort of accident, and but we all purchased it, and all purchasers received identical messages asking to cancel their orders. And this brought up a big discussion, basically, like, why are they asking us to do this? It was very clear that they didn't want to have any negative consequences on their account from canceling a bunch of orders. So they were hoping the purchasers would do it themselves. I don't love the transparency of that type of practice, but I understand, what their intention was. I did not cancel my order after receiving that message, and they did subsequently cancel it themselves and refund me. So I'm sure that that's what they did with anyone else that didn't go ahead and cancel. Um, but I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts on that?
Yeah, I definitely think that they probably just went ahead and canceled all the orders because selling it for $1, I mean, they're losing already with the shipping cost, which I totally understand that they would do that, but at the same time, like, how long did it take for them to realize that was a mistake? I mean, a lot of people ordered and they should have been more on that, but I don't know. What do you think, Lila?
I think like you gotta suck it up sometimes, and you made a mistake, and you gotta deal with it, and either you give them the item or you cancel the order. Because as like Crystal, like you didn't cancel your order probably with the hopes of potentially getting the item, which I totally don't blame you at all. Or at least
Mm,
that's what I would be thinking anyway. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but
yeah.
like
Well, ultimately, I didn't think it was my responsibility to cancel. You
exactly,
know,
right.
uh,
Yeah,
I'm a consumer. I made a purchase. Um,
Yeah.
it was rightfully listed. It's not my responsibility to ensure that things are listed correctly, and it's not my responsibility to, cancel an order if they weren't. So that
Yes.
was where my, stance was, and maybe that's a little bit of a harsh one to take. And like I said, I do like this seller. Like they have very affordable Tamas listed regularly, and I've purchased from them before. But when I received that message, I just wholly ignored it
Yeah.
because it is not my job to cancel this purchase,
And
definitely
you
not.
want that $1
Yeah, I mean,
cacao.
does
Yes, right? I mean, I would.
Yeah.
'Cause I mean, come on, that would be awesome. But yeah, I mean, I think, are they a big store on eBay? Like they have a lot of
yeah.
I mean, yeah, then like just suck it up. Like you made a
And I
mistake.
I don't think they sell solely Tamagotchi. Like I'm pretty sure they sell a bunch of items, and Vpets are just one of the many things. So
Yeah.
um
Did they
I
relist?
I don't know. I don't think I've seen it relisted. I don't think I've seen it pop up. I thought for a moment that I saw them relisted because I saw some pop up for like $15 and the pictures looked similar, but when I checked it was a different seller. So I
Oh,
haven't
okay.
seen them go back up, and I think that maybe they're just waiting to see if people forget that that happened.
Okay. I wonder how much they were trying to sell them for.
I don't know. I mean, maybe 10, maybe
Yeah.
15, something along those lines, and they just didn't type in the other number.
Right.
Yep.
Well, I guess it's in our best interest to just wrap today's episode up. We'll do a little bit of a graveyard highlight here. I want to give a shout out to my poor surfboard V2 that I hatched and killed in the same day.
Oh
Oh
no.
my God.
I hatched it and then just forgot all about it, put it in my wallet or something, and then later I was like, oh no, it's dead. And like no one had to tell me. I knew it was gone. Additionally, at Waddle Deet from IG, they wanted to give a little shout out to their Pochiti Gilbert.
Yeah, so I
Rusted.
actually I could pull up their posts now. So they had Pochichi on their Tamagotchi for quite a while. This thing is taken. Okay. My Pochichi Gilbert passed away just a couple hours ago. He lived for 20 Tamagotchi years, technically 140 years since I had paused him for a very long time. Out of all the Tamas, he has been with me the longest, and I loved him so much. And he even did a little drawing of Pochichi that we'll post on our Instagram. Super cute. We will miss you, Pochichi. You were loved.
You're a good one, man.
Aw.
You were a homie, and
That
I'm
makes
pouring one out for you.
Oh my God, and didn't they made like a little video with
hmm
music? Oh, it made me sad. It really did because like they've had it for so long and it was such a cute video.
We will definitely share their little image and tag them so you can see the video because it really it moved me.
I know. Oh.
Well, that was today's episode of Tama Tea. I hope that you guys greatly enjoyed. We loved it. We had a great time. Do check us out on social media. We are at TMGCT on everything. Literally everything.
TMGCTEA. Instagram, Discord, Facebook, or Twitter, all of it.
Yeah,
So
plenty
definitely.
of fish, Craigslist.
MySpace.
Oh yeah.
We're on all of them.
Yep.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching and sticking around for this super long episode. We appreciate it.
I'm sorry I yawned. It's like 3 in the morning.
Have a
Don't kill
great
me.
day, night, evening, wherever you are, and we will see y'all next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.